Oh, hey, what's going on? And we're live. Comment in the chat from Gus. Gus writes the following. Give Jeff Hoffman a little love, guys. Going through a rough time. They all do. Do they all average 5 walks per 9? Do they all do that? No, I'm not going to give them love. Hit the opening.
It's the sickest podcast. Tune in for the audio, or you can even watch back. Giving players all the props, or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk facts.
We're giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion. Going all out, yeah, cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick. On fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
Playing on the car ride, play it when you lounge. X and O, you know that we can hold it down. Shout out to my man Sammy, got it off the ground. And to all the listeners tuned in right now. Got debates, analysis, and speculation. This is sports talk for the new generation. You know where to find us, got a reputation. Sick podcast, your #1 sports destination.
We're giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion. Going all out, yeah, cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick. On fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
S-I-C-K, it's the sickest podcast. Tune in for the audio, or you can even watch back. Giving players all the props, or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk back. S-I-C-K, 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 S-I-C-K,
All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
You are now listening to The Sid Seixeiro Show. Powered by Sick Media, the sickest Toronto sports show. Now, here's your host, Sid.
What's up? It's Sid. It is Monday, April the 20th, a.k.a. 420. To the layperson, 420 means the devil's lettuce. It is a funny day. I've never, truth be told, about 420 and the hashish and all that stuff, I was never big into it. Just give me a beer. I've never been that interested in that at all. And, I'm just not my thing. But if 420 is your thing, happy 420 to you and yours. We're live on Facebook. We are live on YouTube. We are live on X. And to everyone listening on the audio pods, going about your day, we appreciate you. Thank you for making us a part of your day. Hit like and subscribe if you want to support this little small business operation that we have going here in Southern Ontario. Let's go to the chat here as Jay Caro chimes in and asks the following. Azzo rant on Mania Night 1 to start the show? Look, we have thoughts on WrestleMania. Now, I know some of you have thoughts on us having thoughts on WrestleMania. I think it's important this show talks wrestling because wrestling is massive culturally and always has been. And WrestleMania got a lot of eyes over the weekend, despite the fact your eyes were hurting by the time it was done. Whether it was the way the show was produced, the lineup, the storylines, or the fact ESPN ruined everything. We'll get to all of that a little later on, but I do believe wrestling is an important thing, just so we're clear. And I will always abide by that, considering I have 100% editorial control of the show. So we are going to go down that road a little later. We have a lot here. And today's challenge is to get to all of it, including another scintillating performance from Josh Sargent and Toronto FC. But let's start with the Raptors. So the Raptors begin their postseason, their first postseason since 2022, on Saturday afternoon in the prime 1 p.m. Eastern time slot for the NBA playoffs. They're taking on Cleveland. So what happened in game 1 for the Raptors in Cleveland? Well, Scotty Barnes tried to do a lot early, got no calls. 2 quick fouls. That happened. Jamal Shed tried to do his best defensively and offensively, hit some threes. It was a little underwhelming. Defensively, as a whole, the Raptors were lost. Against good teams, guess what? That has been the story this year. Darko Rajakovic was pressed to adjust, and he did not. That happened. Brandon Ingram should have been the focal point of a lot as an all-star in this league. That goes without saying, and he wasn't. So that happened. And if you're asking me, what if that surprised me? The answer is nothing. Saturday's Cavs-Raptors game was probably the least surprising thing in the Toronto sports calendar in 2026. You could have called that from a mile away. A team missing Emmanuel quickly, not very deep, a lot of inexperience with the head coach, some inexperience with the roster. Like, how else was that going to go? Honestly, did anyone think they were going into Cleveland Saturday and making a statement? No. Because if you did, you haven't been paying attention. Game 1 was always going to be a buffet of that. Go to one section or another, and you were going to get exactly what you expected. Exactly. Now, the post game was a little more unexpected for me. If anything, the post game Saturday was more shocking than anything I saw on the court. Not even close. Not even close. So as I mentioned, Brandon Ingram got phased out of the game pretty quickly. Now, with all due respect, it's also up to Brandon Ingram to take control once in a while. And as you're about to hear, Brandon Ingram believes he needs his hand held for everything. A little tired of that act from Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram's not a new guy in this league, okay? Brandon Ingram, if he wants to take control of a situation, can take control of a situation. He doesn't need to be e-transferred information. Okay? Been in the league since like 2016, 2017. But somehow he gets one shot off in the second half. An all-star this season. Brandon Ingram, an all-star, gets one shot off. I think he scored 4 points total in the second half. A couple free throws thrown in. One shot off in a pretty important game where you're missing quickly, where you're missing your starting point guard, where you're missing offense. Now, how that happens is a very interesting thing to me because I know everyone's looking at Darko. We're going to hear from BI here in a second. But the last time I checked, there are like 8 assistant coaches sitting there with clipboards. Say something, assistant coach, to your coach who might be lost in some other sauce. Someone open their mouth and say something. Maybe the all-star should get more shots. Maybe. But I digress. So that happened, and BI took very little responsibility for this after the game. I think people are underselling this. For a veteran player to go, well, that's what the coach wanted. When did this league become whatever the coach wants? You think JJ Redick is running the Lakers? Are you serious? Since when did the NBA become, the coach? Got to respect the coach. People haven't respect coaches in this league in 25 years, especially if you're a star player. So spare me that. Spare me that. So this is the Broadway production that Brandon Ingram put on after the game, trying to explain off the fact he got one shot and clearly none of that was his fault in the second half.
And I made the ball every time that I went down the floor. Obviously, they knew most of the stuff that we've been running all year. And I think that's just a part of the playoffs. We got to figure out how to make the adjustment. Coach wanted to use me as a screener. Also, he noticed that my man wasn't coming off of me, so he wanted me outside of the action a little bit and being a receiver. But, at the end of the day, me shooting 9 shots is not going to win a basketball game. So just got to figure out ways where I can still be effective while they're doing whatever defense.
No kidding. No kidding. Dr. Max in the chat. I agree. I didn't like what he had to say. T-Bone on Facebook says, good afternoon from Newmarket, Ontario. Shout out T-Bone. And Joe in the chat writes, Ingram is Nylander. It's an interesting comparison. Like, let's one more time. Let's summarize what just happened in that clip from Brandon Ingram. They knew all the plays coach was calling. Coach wanted me to be a screener. And I go, okay. And after the game, I'm just going to throw him under a bus. Why aren't people going more whoa on this with Brandon Ingram in the post-game comments? I don't like what I saw, period, from anybody Saturday. Just so we're clear. Maybe Colin Murray-Boyles played well to me. Maybe. And I'll take that. But Brandon Ingram acting like Darko's the only reason you couldn't get any separation, and Darko's the only reason you couldn't get one shot. Like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, I haven't seen Brandon Ingram disappear from games in a quarter of them this season due to a lack of interest. Let's cut the BS with this right now. Game 1, I'm not putting up with that. That's ridiculous. The Darko asked me this, and the Darko told me to do this, and Darko directed me to do this storyline in game 1, right off, when you choked it away in the second half and were a complete non-factor. That's not what I need from a Brandon Ingram right now. That's not what I need. Didn't like it, didn't want to hear it, really concerned about it. To the point where yesterday, in the open practice part of the session for the Raptors, everyone covering that team had a visual of Darko with a laptop and Brandon Ingram next to him figuring it out. And part of me thinks the Raptors wanted that visual out there to diffuse any talk of a rift. Brandon Ingram has to be way more of a leader than that. I'm sorry. On and off the court. On and off the court. I don't want to hear that garbage. Do I think Darko's got a handle on it? No. But you know that. So let's keep it in-house for like one game. Can we keep it in-house for one game? It took Anthony Stolarz like 7 to lose his mind. Can we do it for one game? Jesus. You're an all-star. Play like it. Stop blaming everyone else for your crap. That's why you've been run out of multiple cities. It's a joke. Now, that aside, I'm not panicking. That aside, it's one game. Again, this is like the least surprising thing we're going to see in Toronto this year is the Raptors lost game 1 of that series. That is not a shocker at all. If anything, there was more heat on the Cavs to play well in that game. And Donovan Mitchell looked pretty comfortable. But we can look at Brandon Ingram and the screening and the one shot in the second half and the The lack of transition from the Raptors, which was weird. By the way, 1 rebound for Scotty Barnes. Did you notice that? 1 rebound. A guy who's going to get Defensive Player of the Year votes. 1. That's not good. 2 early fouls for Barnes. That's not good. And a team that normally has 8 steals a game at 3. That's not good. There's a lot of things you can look at for the Raptors and go, wow, that's concerning. But I'll give Darko credit after the game. He kind of zeroed in on the one thing. And if this one thing doesn't get cleaned up, they got a problem. Here's Darko Rajakovic.
I think everything for us starts on defensive end, and we got to get back to that. If we allow our opponent to score 126 points, that's going to be really hard for us to beat them.
I don't care how many shots Brandon Ingram's getting up. I don't care whether Barnes gets in early foul trouble or not. I don't care if they're running in transition or not. I don't care if they're not stealing. I don't care if they're not rebounding. If you're not playing any defense, this is all irrelevant. All of it. All of it. And the thing that really concerns me about Saturday is, like, it wasn't Harden that killed you. It wasn't Evan. It was Max Strus. What the hell are we talking about? Pantene Pro V, Max Strus with the flowing locks is going up and down the court like he's an ABA player in the 70s. And you're making him look like Pippen. You got to guard someone, man. I'm sorry. You got to, none of this stuff matters with BI. None of this is all irrelevant. You have to guard people now. And it's not like Quickly's the best guy at that, but he's better than what I saw Saturday. And again, I'd be surprised if Emmanuel Quickly played tonight, but we'll see. Game is 7:00. I think it's a TSN game tonight. I was more irked at some of the things I heard than I saw. I was really irked at the Max Strus thing. Truth be told. Don't like how he can't be corralled. Like once in a blue moon, the Max Strus game in November, okay, fine. That's fine. I understand it. Game 1 of a playoffs, you're like, guys, we need to have a meeting about Max Strus. Okay. All right. That's where you are. But I'm not panicking. It sounds like I'm panicking. I'm just annoyed at certain things. But I'm not panicking. Raptors win this game tonight. Boy, does this tone change, doesn't it? Like, it's game on. It's series on. Let's go. Cleveland ain't you know what. They're not winning this title. They're a beatable team. They got names. They got depth. I understand. That team's not winning the NBA title. And by the way, the team you get in the next round, should you get there, might not be there anyway in Detroit after what I saw yesterday. This is kind of like an Oilers type of draw for the Raptors right now. It feels decent considering what you're looking at. Cleveland choke. They've done it plenty of times. Detroit don't look good at all. And I'll take Orlando in the second round, those frauds. No problem. I'll take Orlando anytime, anywhere. Raptors have a pretty good record playoff-wise, if I remember correctly, against the Orlando Magic. It's still set up to be decent for this team. It is. Just tighten it up tonight. Tighten it up. Don't give away stuff. Some stuff was given away in game 1. Don't do that. Let them earn it. Let them earn it. I'm not panicking. I don't think you should be either. And I love panicking. I'll be the first one to tell you when to panic. I don't think it's time to panic. Oilers catching strays, Kieran? No. I'm just saying the Oilers have a good draw in the postseason. Now, the Oilers are going up against a pretty good head coach in Joel Quenneville. Let's remember that. Who's way better than Chris Knobloch. I want this on the record, Azo. The Ducks can beat the Oilers because of one person, and it's Johnny Stash on the bench. Joel Quenneville. 3-time Cup winner. Won a lot of games in St. Louis, too. Former Leafs assistant back in the day, by the way. Anyway, I think the Ducks are going to be better than people think. Back to the Raptors. I'm not panicking. Nor should you. But depending on how tonight goes, I'll panic. Jeff has a party. Good afternoon.
Hey, Sid.
How was the weekend, brother?
So that's the only guy on Anaheim. What if one of their captain takes out the top star of the Edmonton Oilers? What happens?
Oh, if Radko Gudas
takes out
oh
Connor
my God.
McDavid.
Can you
So there's
imagine?
two guys really on the Ducks who could take them out.
Can you imagine Radko Gudas thinking about Draisaitl's knee right now?
It would have to be
like,
McDavid,
it's like
right?
you're looking at a
Oh,
steak.
yeah, that's true. Draisaitl too.
Draisaitl's knee. Gudas loves knees.
So he's taking out a
Loves
Canadian. He's taking out an American. Why not a German? Next?
Why not a German?
Next, why not?
Who's the next Olympian to go down
Yeah.
at the hands of Radko Gudas, that piece of garbage?
Yeah, so I'd say there's two guys who could ruin it for
Oh
the
my
Oilers.
God. He is eyeing Draisaitl's knee the way I eye a mini eggs.
Yeah.
Like, I can't take my eyes off. He is salivating at the thought of Draisaitl's knee just
I
being
know.
exposed and skating.
Maybe that's why they're
He can't
possibly
wait.
holding him out because we don't know for sure he's going, do we? I think. But anyways,
We'll
can get
see.
into that.
Shooter in the chat. Don't say that. I'm telling you, Gudas is thinking it, guys.
You might.
Gudas is thinking it.
Yeah.
Oops, what's going on here? Oops, what's going on with the phone? What's
have
going
no
on?
idea.
What's going on here?
Randomly turns on sometimes.
Wow. Did you get a message from the government of
Yeah,
Ontario
it
just
sounded
now?
like it.
Are they trying to sell you a jet?
Weird. I got to delete that app. One of my radio apps just turns on. It's like my old place of work just wanting me to listen to their show.
Be careful about that, Ezra.
I know.
Be careful. Your general thoughts on the Raptors here, down 1-0 going into game 2 tonight in Cleveland, 7:00 tip.
I think you're bang on that it all comes from defense. Like RJ, even as much as I've been pulling for him since he came back off the injury and how well I thought he was playing, he looked lost defensively. He got in a lot of bad spots. Pirtle was a mess on the floor. He shouldn't have been out there.
Terrible.
But because he's your only big man, what do you got to do? Yeah, the one transition or fast break point was kind of ridiculous. Like, this is a team who we said, like, the metrics, like, it started to make me think, are the metrics telling us that they're a good defensive team? Just the state of the NBA, that there's more bad teams than good teams? Or is this just how they look against good teams?
There are more bad teams than good teams. No question about it.
Like, is that why the Raptors metrics say they're so good defensively? Because when they play a good team, they don't look good defensively at all.
Dr. Max in the chat, RJ was trash. I wouldn't have called him trash.
But he did look
He
pretty
wasn't
lost.
well, guy. I mean, someone has to score points. Like, he scored some points. Someone else was doing it.
No, but
I
that's
don't
the
know.
other thing. Like, I agree with you fully on Brandon Ingram. Like, dude, okay, if you're not going to win taking 9 shots, take more than 9 shots. You can ISO guys. You can take the ball and do what you want. That's part of your game.
Yeah.
So why are you complaining that, well, you only got 9 shots? And take it and do something. Make it happen. Both of them. Like, he disappeared for 2 quarters. I know Scotty was in foul trouble, but even when he was on there, he looked disinterested. It's like he was interested in the first quarter and he came alive in the fourth quarter when they were like out of it. Like, I just don't get.
I didn't like the deflection
Yeah.
from Brandon Ingram. It's one of the few deflections he had in the game.
But that's been this team's problem all year. Like, Darko said it, like 6 games left in the season or maybe even less, that they don't have an identity. Because when he calls certain plays for certain players, the other guys look lost. It's always like an ISO play, and the other guys, like Scotty doesn't know where to be when Ingram's got the ball. Ingram doesn't know what to do when Scotty's got the ball. Like, there just seems no continuity on offense with these guys.
It's true. And then, like,
they don't have an offense.
You do have to figure out who Scotty's guarding as well.
Right.
Like, you started off on Mobley, ended with Harden. I don't mind Barnes on Harden at all.
Yeah.
I think it's actually a pretty smart play. But, like, again, like, we can't do this thing. The one thing Darko is pretty clear about in his style, a lot of trial and error.
But at some point, you got to pick a lane and go.
I'm with you. It's a 7-game series right now. You should have that hammered out.
You should have had it out during the regular season. That's why you have 82 games or whatever it is.
You need to have that hammered out
man.
right now in your rotations and at least give yourself more of it. Like, that third quarter was Cleveland were garbage.
I'd say going into the second half, the last couple minutes of the second half were it's awful too.
Ready to be had.
Yes.
That third quarter was infuriating to watch. And the Raptors could not get it together. So if someone would like to lead.
Yes.
Because I still think Scotty has a bit of a complex on the leading thing.
Oh, for sure.
And I'd like to know where that's coming from.
Yeah.
Like, just the kid, take it. It's yours.
That's what I mean. Sometimes
he
just seems disinterested. He did it like
it's
again.
not. I don't think it's disinterest.
I
think
not engaged enough to be that leader.
I think Darko and roles in this team is a very important thing to the point where no one wants to occasionally stray and take control on the court. Like, I think Darko off the court has got such a handle on this. It's almost to his detriment because once in a while, like Brandon Ingram in any other NBA environment on Saturday would have said, "Give me the damn ball."
Yes.
He would have Keyshawn
Or
Johnson.
just taken it.
Yeah, or taken it.
Just taking it.
What are you
Wouldn't
going
even
to
have
try? You're going to hurt Jamal Shedd's feelings?
That's what I mean.
Take the ball.
There were times where he had it and he just gave it back up. Like, what?
Incredible, man.
No, but to your point, okay, if that's the point, but these guys can have like significantly different roles, like minutes apart, depending who's on the floor.
No, I agree with you completely.
Like that's all of a sudden he's lost. Like Scotty looks comfortable, and then it's all of a sudden run a play for Ingram, and he's in the corner not doing anything. Like they just seem lost at times. Like there is no continuity here between different plays you're calling at all. And then who was it in the chat? And I refuse. Like Quickly can't be that big of a loss. Like I understand they missed them. Like Quickly is a big miss. Like missing. I think
that's from Spike in the chat.
Yeah, but does that mean miss overall for what you're paying him, or miss when he's missing the game?
I think they missed him on both ends. If I'm being honest, they really missed him in transition.
To that point,
in transition, they really missed him.
Yeah,
I thought that's where they first. Listen, I still don't think Quickly is like some great.
He struggles a lot.
He's not a great defensive option. I know he's been better this year, but he's still not great.
Yeah,
Jamal Shedd's still technically kind of better, but I just think an extra body there is going to be valuable. My concern is he's clearly going to be rushing to get back. That's not even up for debate. The guy missed 9 games with the plantar fasciitis and then the hamstring and the Brooklyn game.
To come off of. No,
I mean I just don't know what shape he's going to be in.
Oh, true.
I do think Jamal Shedd should be coming off the bench at this point in his career. I think Jacoby Walter needs.
And as
to
a rookie, he had his roller coaster moments, like really bad
course
turnovers, hit some big shots, but like it was up and down.
Dennis from Milton, Darko is in the dark. Terrible. Look, I have to say, let's wrap this part of the show up this way. Big night for Darko Rajakovic in terms of adjustments.
I'll give you one better because I think to your point was well made. For a team that has multiple options, especially in Ingram and Scotty, somebody needs to step up as a leader on the court.
I still feel Brandon Ingram. I'm not letting him off the hook. I still feel
chance.
The second he walked in the door, he's had this. There are moments where he is like, well, I just don't want to step on toes. Dude, they're paying you to step on toes.
Yes, they brought you in to be that guy.
They waited for your toe to be healthy to step on other people's toes. That is clearly what is needed sometimes. So do it.
No, but
that's it.
If you want to be seen as a superstar in this league, which I think he sometime alludes to, you got to go take the ball and do something with it.
Agreed.
Like that's why. And you're right. Darko has to put these guys in a better situation to get them off and running. Like, and the way I just mean like sometimes he seems to lose their interest in what they're running or what they're doing on the court or the position he puts them in. I don't know. I don't want to use disinterested again, but they're not engaged all the time. Like I especially in the playoffs, you need to be.
I think part of the problem too is Darko isn't engaged with the early pivot. That's one of his biggest negatives as a coach right now.
Yeah.
He will not pivot quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And there are moments in this league where you can let it ride. That's in January. This is the playoffs now. Wake up, Darko. If things aren't working over a 3-minute stretch, 4-minute stretch, games can slip away there.
No, I agree.
You got to wake up. Can't be doing that. I'm not saying I hate the idea of having Brandon Ingram go in the corners a little bit, try and space the court. That's a real thing that can work in the NBA. I understand that. I don't mind throwing some screens up. If you're a big guy like Brandon Ingram, size is a bit of an issue for the Raptors. Okay, I understand that. You cannot sit on that entire second half.
Keep doing it.
If it doesn't work, you got to move off that.
It's true.
And he can't do it.
And same with Scotty running the point, I'd say.
Yeah, well, big night for Darko. Are we all in agreement?
Yes.
Azo, chat,
well,
myself,
we said these playoffs are going to tell you
for Darko.
These playoffs are going to tell you everything you need to know about Darko, if he's the guy to take him to that next level or not.
Now,
because if they get run out of the gym all four games in a row or even 5,
well, that's a whole different thing. But again, and even if the Raptors lose tonight, I have faith, having grown up in and around Scotiabank Arena like you. Mm-hmm. That place will be ready.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know what the prices are being charged for the lower bowl right now. I hear they're pretty steep. I don't know if the place will be full. I don't know what the buzz is like for the Raptors in the city. It ain't Kawhi and Kyle and DeMar right now. I got to be honest with you. They're in the playoffs, but it's not that.
But even if they still won at home and it's a gentleman's sweep, like how much does that really tell us? Like it all depends how this all gets played. They got outplayed, out-hustled, everything on.
They did. Steeler in the chat writes the following: CMB, Colin Murray Boyles, should be getting more minutes than Yak.
You're right, though. He was the most consistent guy.
He was. He continues. If not for the sake of winning, for the sake of development. Jakob Poeltl is old and injured.
And how many more years of that?
A lot.
Jeez.
Masai did some things. Before he left.
And we gave up a first-round pick for that.
Yep. Now, Yak was also, if I'm not mistaken, part of the Kawhi deal. back in the day.
Yeah.
So like Yak,
No, but this was when you brought him back.
Yeah, but Yak has served his purpose in franchise history. He will always have a space in my heart for that.
Oh, him and
I'm just saying.
Siakam together, right? Feel good.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Okay, again, game 2 tonight. I'm not panicking. Even if the Raptors don't win this tonight, I'm not panicking yet.
Listen, we're going to get some answers out of this series one way or another.
Tonight?
Yeah, I think
tonight.
I mean for the future.
Tonight's a Darko night. Can you put your ego aside and try some things when other things aren't working? That's all I want to know, because that did not happen on Saturday. That's the one part of that I'll agree with Brandon Ingram on. I don't like him crowing about it post-game overtly, but we all could see it. When your best shooter has like one shot in the second half, maybe it's time for another huddle.
Yeah.
Maybe it's time for tea. Maybe it's time for a Martin St. Louis overtime timeout.
Yeah,
have one of those.
So smart.
Yeah, do that.
It's true. Or when you're on the bench, talk to your coach. Tell an assistant. Say something.
One of the 8 assistants that they employ.
Say something.
Maybe you can
Step
open
up.
your damn mouth and tell Darko something or whisper in his ear.
Yeah, not to the press.
By the
after.
way,
yeah, no,
a coach. He has one shot. Okay, thanks for the update. Thanks for the update. Okay.
But you're right. They're playing with house money. Like, why
I think
not?
they are. But, I mean, you also don't want to go all in with a 2-7 blackjack hand.
No.
Like, Jesus.
They might be. Again, and like I said, I think we get answers out of this series about the future of this team.
Mike in the chat, Darko's the worst. Jack in the chat, I like Darko. All right. So some different feelings today.
Yeah.
Some different feelings here on the Sid Seixeiro Show, powered by Sick. Okay, are we good with the wraps? Can we move on?
I think so, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, see, Ali Bear said the same thing. It's a Darko moment tonight more than the players. Need to sort out the coaching first on this team.
Yep. 100% agree with that. That was kind of embarrassing, the way it played out. Can't be doing that.
And then we'll add Andre Patrick. Let's go Raptors.
Let's go Raptors. Let's go Raps. Win tonight.
Changes his
Colin Murray Boyles, 33 minutes. RJ has a big night. Let's say Barnes makes some shots tonight. He has it in him.
They still shot around 50, didn't they? Like, they shot okay.
They did, yeah, but like Barnes gets one. It was like one weird thing after another in the box score.
No, you're right.
One rebound from Barnes is disgusting.
That's gross. Yeah.
That's against Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. Really? One rebound.
I know.
You think Pirtle had half his spine's been ripped out of his back. And you think he's going to rebound? Jeez Louise. Okay.
Hello, Darko, my old friend. No, we're not there yet, Eric. We're not there yet, Eric. We're not there.
We're not there yet. Hey, Azzo. Great time of year.
Is it? Tell me why.
It's great. I will, Jeff Azzo Party. Puck drops, tip-offs, first pitches. When the game is on, you call the shots. Head to betway.ca and bet your way. Must be 19 plus. Play responsibly. By the way, I haven't seen the prices. Raptors in 6 may still be advantageous for you.
Oh, I would believe it would be.
I'm just saying, Raptors in 6 is not off the table. It feels like it's off the table. It's not. It is not off the table. They win tonight. You and I are coming in here hitting confetti cannons tomorrow. The Raptors have an opportunity here. The Cavs feel comfortable. I've seen this before. There's an opportunity. If you get Brandon Ingram, maybe 5 shots in the second half, let's see what happens. If Scotty Barnes has, let's say, 5 rebounds tonight, let's see what happens. Normal stuff could happen tonight, and the Raptors could play pretty well. Let's see how it goes. Steeler in the chat, can Alec Manoah rebound? Alec Manoah had a huge hand in what happened.
Yeah, that's true.
Huge hand. Okay. Remember when the Blue Jays won a series?
No.
To start the year? Let me take you back. March of this year. The Oakland, Sacramento, Vegas Athletics were in town. The Toronto Blue Jays just unveiled half the AL pennant banner. It's a special time. And they swept Oakland.
The bottom half of that
banner. The bottom half of the banner. due to costs. Due to costs. The banners are expensive. But they swept the Oakland, Sacramento, Vegas A's. And people were feeling great. Because people had watched the Leafs just walk around and do absolutely nothing forever. By the way, I hope Leaf fans are watching the playoffs and now you're starting to realize just how poor that team was. I was watching Habs Tampa last night.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, oh, this is effort. This is cohesion. This is aggression. This is passion. Oh,
I'll give
that's
you
what
Buffalo
all
and
this
Tampa
is.
too.
And I'm not talking about the stretch drive because I know Leaf fans gonna be like, yeah, well, there's nothing to play for. I'm talking about December.
Yeah.
I'm talking about January. I'm talking about the Marner homestand. I'm talking about all that. It's so weird to see hockey that matters to people. It really is. Back to the Jays. So they won that first series of the year against the A's, and they have not won a series since. They've lost 6 straight series.
Going into the weekend, apparently, they had the worst record in baseball since the opening series.
Really?
Yeah.
In a minute, we'll tell you who does have the worst record in baseball. It's not the Jays anymore.
No.
Jays, there's somebody worse than us.
I mean, after the first series, yeah.
Yeah, well, now things have changed.
It has.
We'll stick with the Jays here. So the Jays lost 2 of 3 in Arizona. It was a weird series.
Very.
We had some revelations. Well, first off, it started with Dalton Varsho in the knee, which I've almost half forgotten about. There were so many things that went on in the Jays-Arizona series. Yeah. So Varsho, Varsho in Arizona, his former team, is messed up for him to come out of that series. That was the Friday night. Mm-hmm. Like I think he had 1 at bat, right? Just the 1 at bat.
I believe
so. And then he left. Like the Jays need that, like a punch in the groin. So Dalton Varsho leaves. But I want to start at Jeff Hoffman. And there's a bunch of places I can start. Yes, the Jays got a lot of hits yesterday. Gosman won. Okay, great. I want to go back to Saturday. So Max Scherzer actually looked pretty good. He went 6 innings, 2 earned runs.
Very good.
He's playing the piano with his forearm. His forearm feels better, and it's healing up. So 8th inning, and John Schneider said this was the plan, because the one thing I do remember John Schneider saying early is they didn't want to kind of twist in the wind with Jeff Hoffman's appearances. They wanted him out there fairly regularly, which I understand. I do understand that. So Schneider said Hoffman was going to go out there regardless on Saturday if it was a safe situation or not. It was not a safe situation. It was a tie game. It wasn't like far from a safe situation. Still kind of tense. Still pressure-packed. Still a game on the line. You know where I'm going with this?
A hold situation.
It's a hold.
A hold is important.
So out goes Jeff Hoffman. Gives up a single. Gives up a single. Gives up a walk. And all to set up Corbin Carroll, one of the more talented players in Major League Baseball. Corbin Carroll, boom. Grand slam. Game over. 6-2 final. So after the game, everyone is waiting with bated breath. Listen, there was a lot going on Saturday. Something weird had to happen in the Jays for people to be saying, I need to hear what John Schneider has to say. Like, I've been in sports a little bit. I know how that works. Saturday was a busy, busy day in newsrooms at both Sportsnet and TSN, but I guarantee you a producer said, what is Schneider saying about this? This is making the show. So, Jeff Hoffman blows another save, and since the beginning of last season, since his time as a Jay, guess who's blown more saves in baseball than anyone else? I think you can figure it out. So John Schneider, after the game, held his nose and once again took his medicine and took one for the team and attempted to defend to the best of his ability, because he slips a couple times here. He attempted to defend Jeff Hoffman as his closer. This is Schneider, Saturday night.
People that don't want to hear this, but I got a lot of trust and a lot of confidence in Jeff Hoffman, and I've said that for as long as he's been here. So he's going to continue to be a big part of our team, and my job is to find spots to put him in and have success. And I'm very confident that he will continue to have success. So we'll just make the best decisions going forward.
He is still your closer?
Yeah. I mean, again, man, I know that's a hot topic, or if you're moving a batting order or you're taking a guy out of a role, man. Again, I have a lot of confidence in Jeff Hoffman. So, if there's a situation to close out a game, I'll take Jeff Hoffman.
Woo! Judd Haven in the chat. Methinks Jeff Hoffman almost needs a little treatment right now. Maybe an IL stint is in the offing this week.
IL stint? Yeah.
Maybe, tendinitis. What are we thinking? shoulder impingement. The Jays love their shoulder impingements. Maybe there's a little IL stint coming.
Some Florida stuff.
Yeah, I watch for that this week. Because heaven forbid anyone in that organization tells you they screwed up. Heaven forbid someone in that organization admits to a mistake. But there's a lot of people in the chat, too many for me to kind of corral, who are also having a go at John Schneider here. John Schneider, just so we're clear, has to take this stance, okay? If John Schneider comes out and annihilates the guy, he's gone forever. Keep in mind, he's still, if you look at just his strikeout stuff, Jeff Hoffman, this is the best he's thrown in years. When he's actually minding his P's and Q's, he's unhittable. When you look at his strikeouts, it is kind of crazy the year he's having. However, from a control standpoint with the walks, he's having his worst season since he was a Rocky in 2018, since he was traded for Tulowitzki. Remember, he used to be a J, and they said, no thanks. I'm going to say the stat again. No closer in baseball since Jeff Hoffman began last year a J has blown more saves. He has 3 blown saves this season. And oh yeah, Game 7 against the Dodgers. There was that. I don't blame John Schneider for defending his guy. I don't. Because what are his options at this point? Either they lose him completely or he tries to find it. Because if he can find the control again, Jeff Hoffman is putting up Mason Miller type strikeout numbers. He is. And for those not familiar with the Padres, he's like a demon on the mound. Demon. But you need control. It's like I hate to go back to control, but you cannot have a closer. Like a closer, not an 8th inning guy, not a 7th inning. Your closer give up nothing but walks and home runs. That's insanity. John Schneider's doing what John Schneider has to do. It's Ross Atkins I want to hear from. I want to hear from Ross Atkins. I want to hear from Johnny Glasses about this decision again. He lost you the World Series last year, and you still didn't move off him. Ross Atkins is the Darko of GMs. Not a lot of quick adjustments. Not a lot. But my message today is generally just for Blue Jay fans who continue to defend Jeff Hoffman. Now, the group has shrunk. Definitely. The group has shrunk. But I'm going to speak to you directly the same way I've spoken to Leaf fans who for 10 years told me the core 4 is amazing, they're ours, we love them, and yay, they're going to win a cup. People who don't know how the NHL works and how a salary cap structure works. No clue. But they're ours. So go Leafs. Okay. Those folks had no idea what they were talking about. For 10 years, had no idea what they were talking about. No clue. No clue. For those of you that have sat here for now a year and a month, basically, and defended Jeff Hoffman like you have a clue about Major League Baseball, you are on the wrong side of history, friendo. You have no idea what you're talking about. None. And I don't care what your relationship with him, outside the ballpark, inside the ballpark, you have not looked at this objectively. He has been a hindrance on this organization since he got here. This team would have won a World Series were it not for Jeff Hoffman. And if you have defended this for more than a year, if you have ignored home run stats, if you have ignored control issues, if you have ignored blown saves, this isn't for you. You do not understand baseball at all. So I think some people in this town need to take a look in the mirror on this guy. Just because the Jays bring him in doesn't mean he's good. Just because the Jays bring him in doesn't mean he'll be effective. You have to wait on that. You have to see. Just because the Jays put him in a uniform, you have to blindly and completely defend. In some cases, I'll take it. He lost you a World Series. What else do you need? What else do you need? Did you need this? If you did, you're not that bright. I'm going to say this one more time. Maybe you'll listen, because I was right about the Leafs for 10 years, and I've been right about Hoffman the entire time. You cannot have a closer with no control. You do not understand anything if you don't think that's important. Schneider can't do anything else right now. He's stuck with him. I'm not mad at John for that. Ross Atkins has betrayed you with this. He had an off season to fix this and hasn't. Now, Louis Varland is probably going to be the closer in a month, and I'm fine with it. Maybe sooner, barring a phantom IL stint, which I think we all think is in the offing. But the blind defense of Jeff Hoffman in this city has been one of the weirdest things I've ever seen from a fan base. Ever. You'd have a real banner in right center field were it not for this guy. Not that he doesn't want to win. Obviously, he wants to win. He's a professional athlete. He's making $12 million a year. Of course he wants to win. But I heard from John Schneider. Remember the Tyler Heineman incident with the White Sox early on in the season when he just couldn't throw anymore? When he had the yips? You remember that. John Schneider went all tough guy in the media after saying, if we don't have guys in this room that can do their job, we're going to get others. Where's that same energy, John? Where's the same energy on Jeff Hoffman? Where is it? Doesn't have anything to do with what's good for the team. It's you've been defending him, so your ego says you have to defend him. Okay, that's fine. But let's keep the same energy when we bullied Tyler Heineman around the clubhouse and called up Valenzuela, who I like. Looks like a ball player. But let's keep the same energy. I like that quote. If we don't have guys in this room that can do the job, we'll find them. That's what grown-up professional organizations do. Grown up. Not unicorn, head-in-the-cloud organizations who think they have a better culture than they do. You're going to be more merciless with it. Why Hoffman's not getting the Jose Barrios treatment right now, I'm not sure. There's something going on with this situation we don't know about. For them to still be sticking with this guy is weird and unbecoming of a team with World Series aspirations. You are 5 games under 500. You have another bad 2 weeks. It's over. It's over. You've been playing with fire now for a bit. And I get there's injuries, and I get the whole deal. The reality is the schedule does not care about your injuries. You're 8-13. You have another bad 2 weeks like this, you're done. If you're depending on another post-June 1st run like last year, that's not how the game works, folks. That's probably not going to happen. Keep that Tyler Heineman energy for Jeff Hoffman. If people in the room or in the bullpen can't get it done, find someone who will. And by the way, you got one in Louis Varland. He's Hoffman, just with control. People will be on the right and wrong side of history on this. It's happened with the Leafs. I think we're seeing it. Wake up, and you can still be on the right side of history and maybe understand all of this blind defense of Hoffman has been bizarre, to say the least. Bizarre. Go ahead, Joe.
Jeff or Joe? What'd you say?
Jeff.
My turn?
I said Jeffrey.
Okay,
Jeffrey.
my turn.
Sorry.
I'm not used to you calling me Jeff. That
Sorry.
was weird. Listen, man, I don't know what else you could say. I think that the change to Varland's already started. I think there's been signs of it. I've said to give Hoffman a chance, like not as a closer. I think he needs to have a role. You gave him money. You brought him in for multiple years. And there can be other ways you could use him or see him. And I think Saturday was a good example of everything they've said blowing up in their face. Because they said it was all about how they utilized him. He hadn't worked in 3 days, so they had to get him in. Like you said, he was coming into the game one way or another. But that was usually the spot they'd put Varland in at.
100%. They'd usually bring Varland in.
Right.
The 8th. Yes.
And there was a game where Tyler Rogers gave up those dinky hits that got them the 2-1 loss in Milwaukee, where Varland was warming up. Now, Hoffman wasn't available that day, but Varland was warming up for the 9th.
Right.
Inning.
For sure.
So I think there's little signs they might be trying to put it, and I think that's why Hoffman got into the game in the 8th on Saturday because they wanted to see if he can't handle the ninth, could he handle other high leverage situations in the game that aren't the ninth? And that was for the first trial, that was a failure.
I mean, the Jays are in a hell of a spot if they can't put him in any situation.
No, and then that's what I mean. Well, no, if he's going to just eat innings, well, we know he can go multiple innings. But, I mean, you have to see where you're going. I think that was the first test for him to see out of the ninth if they could still trust him in a high-leverage situation that wasn't the ninth, and he failed. He couldn't.
Look,
and then let's remember, like Schneider said all this about Brendan Little until he put him out there 2 more chances, and then he got sent down.
Schneider knew what he was doing with Little, though.
Yeah, well,
he's like,
he might be.
I'll play the hell out of this guy until you get him off my roster.
Well, you might be
going
to
play the hell out of him.
Like he's going to have to keep putting Hoffman in these high leverage situations.
That was a game in the balance, man.
No, I know.
Like that was a,
but not with the lead. Like we all said, the ninth inning is different.
Snail game in the chat writes, guys, maybe Jeff makes good salsa. So it's a possibility. It is a possibility.
Anyways, but Schneider's going to have to start realizing, like you're saying, half the chat's calling for him now. Him defending him and saying this and continually put him in is going to put himself on the hot seat now pretty soon. Like you said, if another 2 weeks goes badly.
I think he's fine. He's not he didn't sign Hoffman.
No, I know.
I think Schneider's way more good on Hoffman than we realize.
I just mean losing the fan base. Like, there are some detractors of John Schneider. This will only put them farther in your, against you. And if that uproar becomes a bit too much, the season is not going as they planned. So
I don't know. They just signed Schneider an extension. I'm not too worried about hot seats with John Schneider. Listen, are some people going to bring that up? Yeah, possibly. I'm not a believer.
But people weren't a fan of his before the extensions. What I'm saying, this isn't going to help. There are people who would say he cost them the World Series, not Hoffman. It was decisions he made throughout.
A, I agree with that. B, I think the organization knows that because they only give him a 2-year extension.
Right.
And then you hear people say, well, that was really Schneider's idea. Get the hell.
No, I agree with you.
You think, I was born but not yesterday. What the hell are you talking about?
He doesn't have a clear closer right now. And we don't even know if Varland can do it.
He does have a
clear
clear
but you don't
closer.
know that, man. He could be like Hoffman because pitching in the ninth.
You know me. I'm analytically
I know,
driven.
Sid, but your brain can mess with you and pitching with the ninth. There's a reason not a lot of guys can do it. And everybody can say it's not true, this and that. There are only certain guys in closing situations.
Enough. Let's see.
Yeah, no, okay. But then what if you ruin 2 of your best
then that's on Ross.
No, I agree. Agreed too.
If Louis Varland also can't close, you never had a closer.
Agreed
That's
too.
a Ross Atkins situation.
No, you're right.
Figure it out, Ross.
But you are risking maybe ruining 2 of your guys if it gets in their head. Because it is. Relieving can get in your head. I don't care who denies it, who says it.
Yeah, it can get in your head when you're averaging 5 walks per 9 and giving up 2 home runs every 9 innings. Yeah, it can get in your head because everyone's teeing off on you. Of course I can get in your head when you're not a real closer. Man, I pray that those physical exams went the wrong way with Hoffman back in the day, just like with Baltimore and the other teams. I pray that would happen.
They saw some.
Jays would win a World Series with that guy. PT in the chat, Obafemi needs to talk to Jeff Hoffman. Everyone loves Obafemi.
Hey, he's over big time.
It took Obafemi 40 minutes to get to the ring last night. It was a long one of these. Someone in the chat suggested opener for Jeff Hoffman.
Maybe.
Opener?
Why not?
Speaking
Just
of
don't
openers,
put him in front of Eric Lauer.
Nope. Eric Lauer don't
and
like that.
apparently Yami Garcia is making good progress. He'll be back soon. He helps them a lot. Because then you can try Varland in the ninth.
I don't know if I'm waiting on that. But
you have to be, dude. What's your other option?
I guess. But
if there was a deal to be made, don't you think these guys would have done it already? You
No.
saw him went and got Jesus Sanchez.
No.
You went and saw him got Sosa.
No.
These guys, I bet you he's on the phone, but he waited too long. You're right.
No.
This should have been addressed in the offseason. He
Ross,
screwed up.
Ross's reputation.
He screwed up.
He's been here a minute now. Ross is Brad Treliving. He's going to take his time.
No, I don't agree.
Or, unlike Treliving, who panics also immediately at certain situations, Ross isn't panicking. You think Ross Atkins is moved by this with Jeff Hoffman?
Yeah.
Mr. Analytics? Are you kidding? Dude,
but
this is a reputation on
I'd
the line.
agree with you in the past 9 years, but seeing how he went out and got Jesus Sanchez and spent that extra $8 million on him, how he went and got Sosa right away, I think things have changed for him. And I think there is pressure from Ed Rogers on, we got to make this a winner.
Got an extension, though. I don't know if there's that much pressure on him. They all got extensions, Azzo. What's the pressure is you get a 1-year extension. Yeah, I like you for 1 year.
Well, what's his team's window, dude? They don't have a future.
If last year was a legitimate year about where this team is, the window's big. If that was the biggest fluke of all flukes, this team's in trouble.
Because who are their young guys? Springer's old. Clement's not a young guy. Nathan Lucas isn't a young guy.
Trey Savage is a young guy.
Huh?
Trey Savage is a young guy.
But, dude, you nix more than one pitcher. Gosman's at the end. Scherzer's at the end.
How old is Jimenez? Jimenez isn't super old.
No.
No.
He's not one of your main guys. Springer.
Brandon Valenzuela's not old. He's one of
Okay,
your
we're
young
not
guys.
banking on Brendan Valenzuela. So
looks like
extend the window.
Looks like a ball player.
He looks like a ball player,
Looks
but
like
he's
a ball
not the
player.
one who's extending your winning window. I'm saying Gosman. Again, Springer. Again, Clement's not young, man. I know he just had a breakout, but he's not young.
Okay, fair enough. I still don't think we know what last year was, is what I'm trying to
Right.
tell
No,
you.
no, and I agree with you.
I have no idea what that was last
But you're
year.
trying to capitalize on that. I'm saying to win this year. It's like you got to look at it as now is your window.
Any team that brings back a guy who has control issues like Jeff Hoffman as your closer, I would debate to you whether they think this is a win year. I would really debate
And I
that
can't
with
even
you.
argue with. I wish I could argue with that.
I'm
I can't.
I'm sorry. It's a ridiculous
Why
statement.
did the team
It's
that
a ridiculous statement.
Why did the team that just won the World Series go out and spend the money they did on Edwin Diaz?
Yeah.
Because they knew
And
they
it's
needed
not, it's not like he had a great weekend against the Rockies.
No.
He struggled too. But I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
If you know you need it, you go and get it, whatever it costs. Screw your projections.
Well,
screw that.
Somebody thought it cost a bit too much to replace Jeff Hoffman.
Or go get Duran or
No,
whoever.
you see,
Like,
and I don't believe this Ross is going to do stuff at the deadline thing, because he never does. He never does.
I'm just saying, he's made a couple trades already when they are available, even though they are like, either money moves or whatever. I've never seen a team make deals like this early in the season.
No, it is abnormal. It is. You're not going to see it.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go to the other pitching controversy from the weekend. So listen, I've said multiple times to you, Azzo, on and off air, I am an Eric Lauer guy. Okay, he did a lot last year to save that team's bacon. 9-2 record, ERA just a shade over 3, and then they ignored him as the season went on. It was it was just bizarre. It was just bizarre. So this year has not gone great for Eric Lauer. So they decided Friday night opener Braden Fisher,
And a bit late, right?
very late.
That was like a late
was very
call,
late.
which is the part that I didn't get.
Braden Fisher opened for Lauer. Now, the Jays won the game Friday. Lauer, in 5 innings, allowed 3 earned runs. So it was, considering Lauer's season to date, it was actually a good night for Eric Lauer.
Wait, they won that game?
Oh, I'm sorry. They lost that game.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
won
sorry.
yesterday. They
Yeah,
lost
yeah.
Friday night.
Yeah, okay.
So
Sorry.
they lost the series. You're right.
Sorry.
But he pitched decently. So after the game, Lauer is asked about having an opener in front of him. And he said this to the media there. I don't know if it was just to Keegan Matheson or not.
No, I've got the full quote here.
Okay, let me read this is Eric Lauer about having an opener after the game Friday night. Quote, "It's definitely different. To be really blunt, I hate it. I can't stand it. You work with what you've got. Part of it too, we're trying to mix some things up. We're trying to find ways to win. It's a game plan we had, and I think we went out there and tried to execute it the best we could. That's really all you can do. You can make it work the best you can. It's just, hopefully it's not something that we will continue doing. But that's above my pay grade." Okay. Eric Lauer, who, if I'm being honest, probably still has some pent-up issues from last season,
You think?
has said some things. Now, before we got underway here, Azzo sent me the retort of John Schneider.
Here, I've got it here too.
You got it? Oh, throw it up. So, sorry, did John Schneider say this on the Saturday or the Friday night?
I believe it was Friday night, right
Okay.
after. I believe it was post because Eric spoke first. But yeah, that wouldn't make sense. Maybe it was Saturday.
It was
You know,
either
to be
Friday or
honest,
Saturday. This
I'm
feels
not
like a
sure.
Saturday quote from John
Maybe
Schneider
you're right.
in Arizona. So someone from the media, because any good media person does this.
I think Mitch Bannon put this whole quote
Okay.
out there. So
Okay, so Mitch Bannon did it. And John Schneider was asked about those comments from Eric Lauer on the Friday night about the opener.
it was on Saturday. Sorry, just to
Okay.
correct you.
So here's what John Schneider said. Now keep in mind, this is the same John Schneider who will not criticize Jeff Hoffman. He will not do it at all. Here's John Schneider and Eric Lauer. "I respect everyone's opinion. I know the end of his quote was, 'It's above my pay grade,' and it definitely is above his pay grade as to how we use him.
Damn.
We're trying to win. You know what I mean? My job is to put him in spots to try to have success. That's what I try to do. He's aware of that. He gets that. I think that anyone who's been bounced around a little bit, he wants to start. I get it. He's on board with us, just trying to win and go out and execute until we take the ball from the big fella and do it again next time. It's just reminding guys, if you don't like your role, come talk to me. Come talk to Pete Walker. That goes for everybody. If you don't like when I take you out as a starter, just talk to me. Don't tell you guys reporters. Come tell me." So that was it. Basically, it was quick. I think the message was like, you pitch, I decide. Whoa. Where is I have all the faith in the world in Eric Lauer? Whereas I have all the faith in the world in Eric Lauer. See, this is my problem with Schneider. He's got favorites. Now, every coach and every manager in the history of any sport has favorites. But don't tell me John Schneider just protects his guys all the time, because that's BS. That's not true.
Right.
He didn't protect Tyler Heineman in Chicago. He didn't protect Eric Lauer this weekend. Now, would I have been a little irked at Eric Lauer going to the media with that? Probably. I'd be irked as well. But John Schneider picks and chooses the tough guy moments with his team. And this is the stuff that got Charlie Montoyo in trouble in that clubhouse. There were guys in that clubhouse, Bo Bichette, who thought some guys were being treated different than others. We are entering dangerous territory with the Toronto Blue Jays if John Schneider publicly has his favorites and has his non-favorites. Barrios, I don't think it's his favorite. Heineman, don't know if it's his favorite. And he's a backup, so it's easy guy to pick on. Eric Lauer, who saved your ass last year because you could manage your way out of a wet paper bag for the first couple of months of the season, not his favorite. So now it's all coming to light with Schneider. Again, in the moment, like in a vacuum, I don't hate the thought from John Schneider in terms of going to the media. Craig Berube didn't like it when Stolar said that stuff after the Seattle game last calendar year. But let's just keep the same energy, Azzo. Am I wrong in bringing this up? Let's keep the same energy. If Jeff Hoffman's going to cost you games, keep the same energy. If Jeff Hoffman's going to lose you a World Series, keep the same energy. Who the hell is Jeff Hoffman in his career to get this kind of pass? Who is he? He couldn't he's on his fourth team and twice with the Jays. Who is he to get that kind of pass? Louis Varland, watch your back, man. Watch your back. You do something to this guy you don't like and you're not Jeff Hoffman, watch your back. Watch your back. Max Scherzer can scream in his face. He doesn't say anything. Yeah. John Schneider's not consistent. Wow. Hasn't been consistent in a while with his guys.
As a manager, you have to know your players. That could be my only retort, right? Like, he knows each guy and what they'll respond to. He didn't like that Eric Lauer went to the press, so it's a bit of shots fired, shots back. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
and I get that.
Yeah.
But it's a pattern with other guys too.
And Eric Lauer, from all accounts, Eric Lauer isn't that guy who's going out there to take shots. He's just a truly honest guy. And somebody, I think I heard DNS tell JD that had somebody gone to her and say, "Do you understand why they did it?" He'd be like, "Yeah, I get it, but I don't get it." What I didn't like is, again, that decision was made very late. So maybe you did throw Eric Lauer off his routine.
I would agree.
And I would be pissed if I was Eric Lauer too. If I was getting ready to start and you threw me off my routine, that's not something usually these guys handle well. But to your point, I mean, like, listen, there's a bit of a difference, right? Like, here, Lauer is saying that Schneider's not putting him in a position to succeed, which Schneider can argue with. He's putting Hoffman in the situations he's paid big money for. Jeff Hoffman might be mentally fragile right now, so Schneider taking shots at him in the media might not be good. And I get it. Like, to your point,
but Lauer,
we're doing what we're trying to do for the team to succeed.
Let's be clear. You're right. Lauer was taking a shot.
Yeah.
Lauer, any manager who hears his strategy get questioned is going to defend it. Although Darko really didn't overly defend it after BI did it Saturday afternoon, which I found nuts.
Mm-hmm. But I'm just saying, like, if Hoffman's obviously he's mentally fragile right now because he can't even take this.
I don't listen.
No,
I'm sure he's a great guy. This is professional baseball.
I agree. But I'm just saying, like, what situation was he supposed to be in? Because just as easily, he could have put Varland in the 8th and Hoffman gave it up in the 9th, and we'd still be having the conversation, right? Like, he did try and change up where he put him in and what he did. What's he supposed to do? Not give him support? Again, we heard him say this about Brendan Little, and then he paraded him out there 2 more times, and they sent him down. So, like, again, he's on his roster. He's got to say he has faith in him, and this could change in 2 more games or whatever. The fact is you're starting to lose people because you told me you didn't deploy Hoffman properly last year, and properly planning them out, not overworking them would help him. And his numbers might be even worse this year than they are.
They're way worse this year
than they are last year.
Not the strikeout totals, oddly enough. It's not the strikeout totals.
Okay, everybody can keep throwing strikeouts at me. If you can't get out of an inning, that's a problem.
But the strikeout numbers are kind of ridiculous.
I know, but who cares if you can't get out of an inning? Again, he gave up 2 singles. Like, man, he's like Romano to like the worst end, because Romano always used to get in trouble, but at least Romano got out of it most of the time. This guy can't.
Romano's just
and then it's at like the worst possible situation where he doesn't have faith in a pitch and he gives up a home run.
A friend of mine just texted me, Lauer's a douche. Am I the only one kind of half defending Eric Lauer here?
No, but I get for it to be the second time this season when like nobody even knew your name before last year, like slow your roll. No, like you're right. I give him full props that he bailed them out.
You have no
last
healthy
year.
starters.
I know.
If he wants to complain, you got to let him complain. What are you going to do? Pick up? You going to let Tommy Nance
No,
start?
but it's
what are you going to do?
Given that it's the second time, and I get you're mad you lost your arbitration hearing and this and that, and I agree they didn't deploy him last year, right? Like he's gotten kind of the rough end of all this stuff in the last year and a half. But you're still on this team. Like this could fracture the room more than any. Like I don't know.
I don't like the inconsistency. If you're going to be a hard ass, you're going to be Buck Showalter all the time, then be Buck Showalter. If you're going to be Charlie Montoyo and everything's great, then be Charlie Montoyo. You can't jump into both roles whenever it's convenient. Patrick in the chat writes, this made me laugh. Where is it? Forgive me.
The Romano one?
No, not the Romano one. Oh, here it is. It was something along the lines of, sorry, the chat's moving here very quickly. My apologies.
Yeah, it is.
It was something along the lines of, for a team so entrenched in analytics, boy, do they ignore walks per nine. It is true.
Well,
I do not understand that.
That to me is where the inconsistency comes in.
Yeah.
Is that you avoid you don't look at the numbers in the right way at the right time. Again, go back to IKF in the last inning in Game 7 again. Like crazy. Where Varsho never hits the third base. Why are you telling him to hug the bag? It's crazy.
Ryan in the chat writes, Lauer is the Stolars of the Jays. Time to back it up.
That's the other thing. Like you haven't been healthy all year. You haven't had a great year.
He went 9-2 last year. What are you talking about? Back it up. He saved your ass.
But this year so far.
He's sick.
And he's been sick. Okay.
You do not make the playoffs last year.
I agree.
He has been sick. By the way, you and I have been sick. Everyone's sick.
True.
I don't want to hear about sick.
I agree.
You would not have been in a position in June to make a run were it not for Eric Lauer. Not in a position.
No, you're right. You're right.
And now he needs to shut up. I'm John Schneider. I'm the guy who told IKF to stand on third base with the bases loaded and one out when Varsho never goes to third base. I know what I'm doing.
But again,
give me a break.
But you called it right. If you're against Barrios for what he did at the end of last year, this kind of same thing, though. You're throwing a bit of a...
Schneider is telling on himself. He has his favorites. He acts like he's Johnny defending guy when the national media shows up and he works the room like a fiddle. When it's April and they're in the desert and hardly any Toronto media are there, now he's taking shots. When they're in Chicago on a cold Easter weekend, then he's taking shots.
It's not hard.
When the media leaves, Schneider gets free. I know that game. I've seen that before. But
just say what you said he said earlier. Where if guys can't do it, again, let's go back to Josh Donaldson. This is the get it done league. You can get it done or you can't. Very true. What did Schneider say last week? We need guys who could slug. Who's he talking about? There's one guy we all know he's talking about, but he didn't name him. No, we all know it.
Heaven forbid you name Vladdy.
Right.
Heaven forbid you name the guy who was on pace for like 8 home runs this year.
Crazy.
My God. Okay, so the other revelation of the weekend.
Now this one I have.
We need to talk about this.
Yes, we
because
do.
going into the Arizona series over the weekend, a series the Jays lost for a 6th straight time. They've lost 6 straight series.
They played 7 series.
They played 7 series.
6 of them.
6. They need the Azo and Sid bounce. We need to get to a game and fix it.
That's true. Let's go to Anaheim.
Anaheim's playing good baseball right now.
They are.
So Nathan Lucas was hitting .065 going into that series this weekend. I'm going to say that again. His batting average was .065, and everyone's just kind of like, oh, guess last year wasn't kind of the real Nathan Lucas. Like, not overtly, but you see that number and you're like, well.
And if, .182 OPS?
Oh, like those are in AAA by June numbers. Like, honestly. So the Jays go into Arizona. He gets 1 hit. I believe that was a pinch hit on the Friday.
Yeah, he only got 1.
Lucas has 3 hits on the Saturday, 3 hits yesterday. So out of nowhere, he gets 7 hits over 3 games. Now, I believe it was the Friday night. Nathan Lucas lets it be known to the media that he's been battling vertigo. Now, for those of you who have had this you never forget it. Yeah. For those of you not familiar with vertigo, let me explain some of the symptoms of vertigo.
It's crazy.
And try and think of this as a professional hitter in Major League Baseball. Vertigo is a sensation of spinning, whirling, or tilting, often accompanied by nausea, vomiting, and balance issues, usually caused by inner ear problems. Symptoms are frequently triggered by head movements. So just so I'm clear, Nathan Lucas, as a professional baseball player whose job is to run in the outfield and hit like a 97 mile an hour fastball and an 89 mile an hour slider, has been trying to do this with his head in a vice for the first month of the season? What do you make of that?
I find it so bizarre.
I can't believe
because not only was he in the lineup,
why
but
was
he's
he
sitting
out
in
there?
your first or second hole.
Why was he out
He's
there?
at the top of the order every time. He's like,
I'm glad he's feeling better.
of course.
But what the hell are they doing? Putting a guy with vertigo
It affects your equilibrium.
in the
right?
top 4 of your batting lineup. Are you okay? Are you good? You
Yeah.
good, bro? You good, bro?
Is this the Max Scherzer? I was told I couldn't get hurt. And he was the guy. Okay, so he did suffer in losing some playing time at the beginning of this year, and now we know. But why put him in at all? Let him get over this.
A fifth floor squad in the chat writes the following: vertigo is awful. No idea how he was playing with that. It's insane. That's a lot of people in the chat. A lot of people asking if Santander has vertigo. We'll have an update on Santander a little later on. But if you're
especially in baseball,
I just read you a quote where John Schneider's like, "I'm the manager, don't question me." No, we're going to question you on this. We're going to question you on this. Vertigo.
It's insane.
Vertigo. You can't focus. You're spinning. You could barely stand.
Yeah.
You're playing the outfield of a Major League Baseball game?
Never mind. Seeing pitches come in that are spinning and doing stuff with spin rate and everything. Yeah, the at-bats is what's insane. Or even trying to run the bases, even if you do get on. It seems insane.
He was hitting leadoff some games.
I know, first or second. That's what I'm saying. As an
Leadoff.
ode to last year. Opening day, he was hitting second. Yeah, I that's one I don't understand. And again, they had before Barger got hurt, they had extra outfielders. I don't know why he wouldn't start the year. And again, you were trying to make a decision between David Schneider and someone else to start the year. Couldn't have started the year and just to deal with it. That's no joke, man.
I couldn't believe that.
Me neither.
I
It didn't
could
make sense
not
to me at
believe
all.
he had vertigo. David Duvall had to quit golf basically because he had vertigo. He's the number 1 golfer in the world.
Yeah.
Vertigo will mess you up, man. From the sound of it, it's just like a hangover that you never shake.
Kipper and Bourne said he dealt with it for
right.
the first time this year, and he was at a source.
That's right. They were having some giggles about it. I wasn't
Yeah.
laughing at
No.
that. That's not funny. That's not a pleasant experience. You're hitting leadoff in Major League Baseball with vertigo symptoms?
Dude.
What the hell is that about?
Yeah.
How did the Jays let that happen? Give the guy a break. Give him a week. Give him 2. Oh my God, what's going on there?
Wow, and how
What
much
is
can you
going
trust
on
these
there,
guys
Izzo?
with these injuries? Now the Santander, the Savage, this, man.
Uke in the chat, good point. I didn't think you could fly with vertigo. He's on the chartered plane. Cross country.
Yeah, now was it a short belt? We don't know, so we don't have all. Oh man, yeah, a lot of guys are just.
No, you're right. Listen, we don't know the whole extent of it. If you have vertigo for 2 days, that's enough for me to sit in a Major League Baseball
Of
game.
course,
2 days.
because he was.
That's it.
He was not getting playing time at the beginning of the year, and we all thought it was. But he was getting in there every series. I don't know. So we need more information on that.
Dave on Facebook writes, a guy with vertigo should be seeking help. Yes. Dave, I'm sure he was.
But he was never on the IL
But he
this
was
year.
never on the. He played. He was playing. He was leading off. He was leading off the game.
Or second.
The game.
Yeah, second.
Or second. Oh my God. Oh my God.
I don't even know. what to
That's
make of it.
crazier than anything else that happened with
It's
the Jays
true.
this weekend.
So is stuff just coming out now because they are losing?
I think guys are trying to protect their numbers.
Yeah, but that's not protect. Why would you even want to go into a game if you have that? If you can't stand
no, but
up
to say it now,
yeah.
helps. Now,
look,
I'm looking at Nathan Lucas in a completely
Of
different
course.
light. If Jeff Hoffman says right forearm tendonitis,
You know, amazing.
the criticism ends on Jeff Hoffman for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. He's going on the IL.
But we've just seen some weird stuff already this year, like Scherzer going in with the bruising on his arm, and because if anything's strained and you strain it more, it's going to bruise, like you did for him.
We're
going to see all this weird stuff. It's just
I'm taken aback by how many people in the chat are throwing out there very quickly how they have dealt with this.
Yeah.
They have dealt with vertigo in their everyday lives.
I just don't know how long it can stick around or how long he was dealing with, but you would think it would elicit a 10-day IL thing. Or
You would think they let that clown Santander do whatever he wants with his shoulder. Everyone's on Santander time with recovery and surgery and everything. You would think they would give this guy a break. Frozen Car Guy in the chat. I had severe vertigo 10 years ago, And I still live in fear of it coming back. Yeah, I can imagine.
Dude, you can't stand straight. Like, it's crazy. So you want to hear the plus side of this? A couple good games, look how much your numbers can turn around. So this whole team could do
Well,
that,
when you're
right?
batting nothing.
Yeah.
A couple, like
I mean,
a 7-hit
again,
weekend can definitely
Imagine
help you.
when you finally kind of lose the vertigo and you're hitting straight. You know how much difference that must feel? Like,
No,
I
I
must
know.
feel like everything's a beach ball now.
You know who has vertigo? Every New York Met.
Oh,
Let's quickly update the Mets. The Mets are off today. They begin what should be a very positive 11-game homestand tomorrow. The Mets are tied with the Royals for the worst record in Major League Baseball. They're 7-14.
only one game worse than them.
Hey, what? The Jays are better. Jays are better. The Mets have the most expensive payroll in the game. They have spent more than the Dodgers, folks. I got news for you. The Dodgers. Now, there's prorated monies there too. Dodgers have been kind of sneaky with it. But right now, no one has spent more on their roster than Steve Cohen and the New York Mets. Didn't make the playoffs last year. If they lose another game, they've lost 11 straight.
That's crazy.
Do you know how many teams in Major League history have lost 12 in a row and made the playoffs? None.
Really?
That game tomorrow, who are they playing tomorrow at Citi Field? This is going to be interesting.
Minnesota.
Minnesota, who apparently are like the Bash Brothers, considering the last time the Jays saw them. Like, if the Twins win this game tomorrow, then statistically, you can almost stick a fork in the New York Mets.
Yeah.
And I never in my wildest dreams would have guessed that. Now, did I think the Mets made smart moves with Bichette and other guys? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Now, the pitching hasn't been great.
Hold on. 22 games into the season, they're 8 games out of the division
Oh,
lead.
that's crazy.
That's insane.
Now, Edward in the chat reminds me it's true. Juan Soto's been hurt, should be back on the homestand.
Mm-hmm.
And they need him. The batting statistics, the team batting statistics for the Mets are
atrocious.
They are 29th in baseball out of 30 teams in runs scored. 29th. They're paying their third baseman on average $42 million this season in Bo Bichette.
Why you got to bring him up?
They have the worst on-base percentage in the league. They have the highest payroll in baseball. They have the worst on-base percentage in the league. They have this. They rank 29 out of 30 teams in slugging. 29 out of 30. So some of you might be asking, how's Bo Bichette doing? Well, let me tell you.
Oh boy.
Let me tell you. He is scheduled. He's on pace to hit 7 home runs and drive in 66 runs this year. That's it. He's batting .217, and he's been hitting better lately.
Yeah.
And he's still only batting .217.
And
guys, I know the Jays have been frustrating. The Mets are eating a ton of poop with a knife and fork daily, and your boy Bo Bichette is in for a ride when they go back to Citi Field tomorrow night. I don't know how that's going to go. I don't know if you have the MLB package online or you can stream it or whatever. That Met game tomorrow, just for the first couple of innings, is worth a record and a watch back later. It's worth it. Because that's going to be a scene at Citi Field tomorrow. It's going to be a scene.
the Jays have a worse run differential for the record.
Do they?
By 1 run.
Oh, by
the
one
Jays
run,
are
by one
minus
run.
26. The Mets are minus 25.
They'll make up for
just
that.
for the record, but whatever.
So, Jay fans, you could be the Mets. Could be worse. Could be worse.
1 less win and 1 more loss. Yeah,
Yeah.
you would be.
All right. Do you want to dive into the Leafs here a little bit?
Why not?
Let's dive into the Leafs. Well, first off, so you and I, we had a show Friday, but we taped it the day before.
Mhm.
Thursday night, Sonny Maeda leaves the grasp of Keith Pelly and MLSC, the assistant general manager of the Florida Panthers, and Sonny went home.
Told you.
Sonny went home to New Jersey, an organization he knows very well, grew up in New Jersey. And
Interesting timing too, no?
In what way?
Like the article that came out, 24 hours, 36 hours?
Oh, that's
before?
right. The Athletic AI Keith Pelly article in
Do you
MLSC.
think some correlation there?
I think the timing on that is very interesting. I think some GM candidates looked at that and didn't like what they read. I think some didn't care.
Right.
But I think guys like Sonny Maeda, who have a choice, cared. Now, I'm also really fascinated with New Jersey bringing in Sonny Maeda, in that you heard a lot of Brendan Shanahan.
Yeah.
Nope. Sonny's show. It's
Was that
Sonny's
how they
show.
got him over, by giving him that prez?
Yeah,
role?
probably. Yeah. Listen, titles matter.
Everything's leverage, right? Like I was kind of
Titles matter.
expecting. Well, I mean, maybe New Jersey was floating Shanahan out there as leverage against Sonny, and then the Sonny wanted to use the Leafs as leverage against New Jersey. Who knows? But everything just seemed to play out where he thought, like I said to you, job on the table, job offers there. Why not sign it? instead of waiting around for the Leafs to do all their due diligence.
Francic in the chat. I hope I pronounced that properly. So you're saying the firm didn't hire their own people for the Leafs? Nope.
Oh.
Nope. Neil Glassberg,
Or they just
who represents Sonny Maeda, sees him go somewhere else. It's funny how that works. So I know a lot of Leaf fans are now experts and AGMs around the league. So a lot of people were upset. I'm not that upset. I don't know what this dude's about. I don't know what kind of job he's going to do. New Jersey have a history of, since Lou Lamoriello, bringing in a lot of failures. He might be another. We'll see.
Especially to give him, hand him over the keys for everything. Because we all thought if Sonny was coming, there would probably be a more experienced president above him.
But if you're a guy with multiple teams after you, you have to do that.
No, I agreed. That's what I mean. You use it as leverage, for sure.
That's the easy plan.
But to your point, though, it's okay. Let New Jersey do that, though. Hand them the keys to everything.
New Jersey haven't done a damn thing right in decades.
Yeah,
let them do this. Good luck to you.
No, but then we all think
franchise has been a joke for years. Go ahead. The Leafs have had way more success than New Jersey Devils. They don't know what they're doing there.
Agree.
The Leafs have warts. New Jersey have no clue. In a bad division, do you know how bad you have to be in that metro to not have any success for an extended period of time?
True. Especially with some good young players.
Get out of here.
Every year they're supposed to be the team that breaks out, and they never do. Anyway.
So that happened Thursday night when Azzo and I kind of left the studio. The Leafs missed out on whatever Sonny Maeda is going to be.
The one name we were hearing probably the most, besides maybe Mike Gillis.
Yes. So I was listening to Freege Friday morning, and the only people that haven't been called about the GM job are Azzo and I. It sounds like, honestly, like they are.
How do you know I didn't get a call?
Did you get a call?
I can't tell you.
Son of a. But everyone's getting calls here.
Yeah, it's true.
So the one name,
no matter how long you've been out of the game,
doesn't matter how long. Well, apparently that's what the Leafs want. So the one name out of nowhere that Freege had on the Friday morning to have some kind of role in the front office is Matt Sundin. Now, I didn't realize Matt Sundin was in town. Matt Sundin was meeting with Keith Pelly in Toronto, a guy who's lived in Sweden for how many years now? So he was in town. And Matt Sundin has not had anything to do with the National Hockey League in a serious way since he left in 2009 or whatever it was. He's been gone. He has not done anything. That was a former life of his. And the other name that keeps coming up is Mike Gillis, a guy who was running the Canucks when they went to the 2011 Stanley Cup final. Pretty damn good hockey team he put together. And left the team in 2012, I believe. No, forgive me. It was 2014 when the Canucks let him go.
Was it?
Yeah. But
I thought he had been out for 14 years, I heard. Or 12?
It was 12. It was 12. Okay. But it's been a long time. But I think where you're going with this is also he has not been in the league in a long time.
Right. Over a decade. Yes. Either way.
But when he was in there, to be fair to Mike Gillis, nearly won a Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
In a Canadian market. Tough to do. When you look at the GMs that have been in a Stanley Cup final in Canada, there was a run where it was the Sens in 07 with Brian Murray, and then nothing for a long time. Then Mike Gillis and the Canucks in 2011. Then nothing for a long time. Then Mark Bergevin in the pandemic year. It came out of the North Division. And it was and then the Oilers with both Ken Holland and Stan Bowman. This was the weird time where Ken Holland got to a final and then they let him go. Not a lot of guys have taken Canadian teams to a Stanley Cup final. Mike Gillis is one of them. We need to be fair about this.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people have tried. And Mike Gillis did in a tough market, man. That's a tough market. Deservedly so. People care about their hockey in Vancouver and the Lower Mainland.
Well, Shooter says here, he was hated in Vancouver. And I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing or
yeah,
bad thing.
I guarantee he wasn't hated in 2011.
Yeah.
I have a feeling in 2011 they were fine with Mike Gillis.
But a guy who doesn't fear away from being hated, if he's doing the right thing for the team, who cares?
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. So yesterday, Freege throws out Sundin on Friday morning. Mike Gillis has always been a name. Doesn't matter what insider you're listening to. That's been a constant. Mike Gillis.
And we've heard he's had multiple interviews with them.
Yep. Okay.
He's talked to them on more than one occasion.
So Pelly started a conversation that he wanted to continue.
Right.
Noteworthy. Yesterday in Steve Simmons' column in The Sun, he writes the following. It is beginning to look as though former Vancouver GM Mike Gillis and longtime Toronto captain Matt Sundin will end up in some kind of partnership front office arrangement as the next bosses of the Toronto Maple Leafs. It seems like a touch of a stretch turning the franchise over to Gillis, who's been out of the league for more than a decade, and to Sundin, who played his last games for Gillis in Vancouver 17 years ago. A reminder, for half the 2009 season, it was Mike Gillis who signed a then free agent, Matt Sundin, for like 42 games. And then that was it. Sundin's career was over on the ice. There are other insiders saying they wouldn't be surprised. I think Saravelli was saying this morning, he wouldn't be surprised if the Leafs had a GM by the end of the week. Yeah. And I don't blame Pelly for expediting the process. Like I think it's a smart thing.
You have to.
I think it's a smart thing. Because listen, man, I've never been in a position of management where you're under pressure to make a hire. I think patience is important, but at some point you have to put something on the line here on the table and say, this is the person. That's the job. It's tough. It's not easy. You can make mistakes. You got to do it in a semi-quick manner. You don't panic like Shanahan did and just bring in Treliving because you knew him. Like you got to look at it a little bit, and I think they have. So Gillis is telling things to Pelly. I think Pelly wants to hear. We'll find out more at a later date if Gillis gets the job. The Sundin thing is amazing to me for a couple of reasons. In terms of the Toronto market and the media, there's not a lot of former Leaf captains in the world. It's a difficult job to have. Matt Sundin did it at a high level for a long time. They once got to a conference final. And it's a situation where unless you've been the captain of the Leafs in the city, you don't know. And if you're MLSE, I think you need a voice in that room that is unique to the experience. That's unique to being a Leaf. Now, Matt Sundin knows nothing about the social media era of the Leafs. Knows nothing about that. I don't know if he has an account. I think he does. Somewhere. But Matt Sundin has always been a really respected guy, but has stepped out of the limelight a lot. But there was a couple of moments in his career where he didn't. And I think it's worth bringing up. The first one is still a story that hasn't gotten a lot of publicity, and it's about the Muskoka 5 era of the Toronto Maple Leafs, where there were a few members of the team who were deemed as elites, and kind of like the team now. And it was reported there were rifts in the dressing room and some things that go against team bonding. The Leafs one year had a preseason in Europe, and these stories were running rampant. This is when newspapers were still king. And these things mattered. They still matter today, don't get me wrong, but it's a different time. You know where I'm going with that. Matt Sundin asked the writers and the media to take a walk in a local park. And basically, off the record / on the record, he said to them, you guys got to relax with this Muskoka 5 thing. Please. A, it's not accurate. B, it's cutting through the room. And it's not helping us. Not that your job is to help us, but at least be accurate about it. You are making something out of nothing here. It's not what you think it is. So Matt Sundin has a history of at times doing that off the record in a way that he thinks is prudent. The other part of Matt Sundin in this era of the Toronto Maple Leafs, if he becomes a part of the front office, that is fascinating to me, involves no move clauses. And I know Azzo and I have gone through this a lot. I think it's worth doing one more time. I'm going to go down the list of prominent Toronto Maple Leafs with either a no trade or a no movement clause in their contract right now as the Leafs try and retool, whatever that means to you. Austin Matthews, full no movement. William Nylander, full no movement. John Tavares, for the next 2 years at least, full no movement. John Tavares is 35 years old. Max Domi, 13-team no-trade clause. Dakota Joshua. I don't think we've even talked about this one, Azzo. Dakota Joshua, 12-team no-trade clause.
Just get this over with.
Nope, not even close to done. Those are just the forwards. Morgan Riley, full no movement. Jake McCabe, full no trade for the next 2 years. Chris Tanev, full no movement. Oliver Ekman-Larsson, like we're talking, there's a lot of Oliver Ekman-Larsson talk at the deadline. He has a 16-team no trade. Got to be careful with him. Brandon Carlo, 8-team no trade list, modified. Anthony Stolars, 8-team no trade list, modified. You kind of get where I'm going with this.
Make it stop.
If the Leafs are going to retool what's happened here, these are bad deals in some cases, and they're going to have to convince people to waive it. Much like the Leafs asked Matt Sundin to do in 2008. Some of you don't remember this story. Matt Sundin, in February of 2008, with Cliff Fletcher running the team, had a contract that was coming up. And in February of that year, the Leafs asked him to waive it, and he said no. It's a sticking point with Sundin some Leaf fans still have. Now, in the grand scheme of things, with some of the no movements today, it's a nothing burger. But back then, this was kind of a story. In fact, it was such a big story, Matt Sundin had to release a statement for not waiving his no trade. This was 2008. And I have in front of me a Canadian press story written by a young reporter named Pierre Lebrun, who did the write-up on this back in 2008. This is what Matt Sundin said about not waiving his no trade ahead of that trade deadline that year. Quote, I have carefully considered the team's request that I waive my no trade clause. I have always believed I would finish my career as a Toronto Maple Leaf, so the actual request was still a very difficult one for me to contemplate. I have spoken to and listened to my family and those closest to me about this issue. In the end, there was no right decision in a situation like this one. I cannot leave my teammates and join another NHL club at this time. I have never believed in the concept of a rental player. It is my belief that winning the Stanley Cup is the greatest thing you can achieve in hockey, but for me, in order to appreciate it, you have to have been part of the entire journey, and that means October to June. I hope everyone will understand and respect my decision. Matt Sundin was not traded that deadline. His contract came up, and not until, I believe, December of later that year did he sign with a young GM named Mike Gillis in the Vancouver Canucks. Matt Sundin is well aware of some of the things the Leafs are going to encounter in the next little bit contractually. He's well aware. Now, he also told the Leafs to half stick it in a very polite Matt Sundin way. I don't know if some of the guys on this roster will be releasing statements through their agent, JP Barry, at the time. But if there's someone in this town who understands some of those pressures, you could do a lot worse than Matt Sundin. You could. At least he's been there. At least he's been in the room. At least he's had those discussions. I would rather have Matt Sundin speak to Morgan Riley about waiving a no trade than Keith Pelly. I'm not saying it's going to work. But I'm trying to think of the downside to Matt Sundin, experience aside, of being in that kind of role. And at first I thought it was kind of weird, but the more I think about it, it could be a massive asset to the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now, do I think Keith Pelly's on the level throwing up Matt Sundin's name 2 days after he gets sewered by The Athletic? No. We've all been around a crying baby. I don't have kids. But we've all been around a crying baby, either at a family function or walking around a mall or at a restaurant.
Or on a plane.
Oh. All been around a crying baby. And someone, in a desperate attempt to silence the baby, picks up a rattle or something and just goes, and once in a while, the baby just goes and looks at you in that baby look of, what is this? Like the baby's going to cry again in 8 seconds, but the baby's like, what is this? Matt Sundin was Keith Pelly's rattle to the fan base after that Athletic story. And I think it's kind of worked short term. I think it's worked. He's shaken the Matt Sundin rattle, and right now fans seem to be like, okay, let's see what happens here. Don't know what his role is going to be, but anyone who's played with Matt Sundin respects Matt Sundin a great deal. No question about it. I think the Leafs had ulterior motives for throwing his name out there, but that's just the cynic in me. If it's Gillis, and if it's Sundin, and if it's a Friday press conference of this week or something like that, I think there's experience in that room, both on and off the ice, that I think you have to respect a little bit. I do. I don't know what the hell Sonny Mate is about. I know he's won a lot in Florida and been a good guy for Bill Zito. But Sonny Mate doesn't know about being the captain of the Toronto Maple Leafs in Toronto. That's a different thing. Sonny Mate doesn't know what it's like to be the GM or president of a Canadian hockey team with Stanley Cup aspirations. That is a different thing. In Florida, where nobody cares, fill your boots. It's different here. Sundin and Gillis together. I don't want to sound like Liam Neeson, but have a unique set of skills. And I am not arbitrarily throwing it out because they haven't been around in a while, or Sundin's never done it. He's never really done it. I'm willing to see this out. If it plays out this way, it might not. If it plays out this way, I'm willing to see it out. But Sundin has an intimate feel of what the Leafs are about to go through here, right now, specifically contractually. Sundin knows what's about to happen here contractually. It's going to get messy, and you need a gentle touch. What happened with Fletcher and Sundin years ago looks like it was a respectful thing between the two. Pelly's going to have a difficult task to navigate in terms of all these no trades if he wants to get rid of a few of them. But Sundin's been there. So why not have him do the talking? I don't hate it. If it's Gillis and Sundin, of all people, I didn't think we'd be talking about Matt Sundin in this way.
Yeah.
What's your gut on this?
So it's funny. I was thinking about the same thing you were. I did, because I think for a lot of people of my generation, can I say our generation? Yeah, like Sundin is one of their favorite Leafs, if not their favorite Leaf, right? And I remember that. That
team won a lot of playoff series.
They did.
They did well.
But then they started to go down that hole, and they asked him to waive it, and he wasn't. And I remember a lot of people being so upset with it, and the guy just wanted to finish his career as a Leaf, so we thought. The one thing I thought about was Keith Pelly in his press conference talking about the foundational pieces. And who is that? We really know there's only two, right?
No, he said everyone except Riley. No, that's the...
Yeah, okay, let's talk about the two main ones. Austin, who, like you says, Matt shares that unique bond with, where he knows what it's like to be captain of this team in the city. And the other one is Willie Nylander.
Correct.
Swedish player, just like Matt's.
Correct.
So maybe another guy Matt's can probably level to, and they can get some kind of like actual answer from Willie on what he needs, where he wants to be, and all that. Like maybe Matt's can bring Willie something out of Willie that we haven't seen before.
Right.
So I just hope he's doing it for the right reasons and not just specifically for those two foundational pieces that he thinks of. Sorry, maybe it was AI that told us the two real foundational pieces. I think I told you, Sam McKee went on Kipper and Born and said he asked AI if they should retool or rebuild. And when you ask AI, it says, no, the Leafs should only retool because they have, it didn't call them foundational pieces, but like good pieces in Austin Matthews and William Nylander. But I just hope, I think it's a way into those two guys at the top of the head of the snake in this organization. And I just hope it's doing it for the Reds. And then the other interesting thing is, I don't know if you caught this, Overdrive on Friday, they had Mike Johnson on, and they asked him about Matt Sundin. Johnson's like, you may be surprised, but he's got a lot of ideas.
I did see that.
Did you hear him? And
he says it was a rather fascinating take.
It really was. He said he sat and had dinner with Matt at the Olympics, and he's like, he's coming in. If he gets brought in, he's coming in with some hot takes on this team and like things to do. And I like to hear that. Like I like to hear a guy who's not like Treliving being tossed into a situation where he's trying to make decisions on the fly. If this guy's coming in with ideas, I could see why he's getting more of a bite and more of a thing. Because if he's thought about this team, if he watches this team as his former team and has ideas on how to fix it or what they need, again, to me, it's going along the same lines as Pronger. Because he's a guy who doesn't put up with no bull. Like he will tell you exactly what he thinks.
But my issue with Pronger in comparison to what a Gillis-Sundin partnership could be is Pronger ran from a Canadian market the first chance he got.
I'm just saying the people who like Pronger, Sundin brings the same sort of skill. Like the same sort of no guff. I'm not putting up with BS.
An experienced guy, yes.
Who knows what they thinks they need hockey-wise. I'm saying that's all I'm comparing it with. Where people say Pronger won't put up with it, Pronger will tell you exactly. I think Sundin would be the same way.
I think he would.
He's not going to play that corporate thing. That's the only thing I'm saying in regards to Pronger. Like, I feel like it's the same way. And I like that compared with Gillis and Sundin. Yeah, I think it brings a unique dynamic, and why not give it a shot?
Mark on Facebook writes the following. I'm really starting to question your judgment if you think Gillis and Sundin are good for any team. Oh my God. Listen, Mark, in most cases, like I could see where you're coming from. Let me frame it this way. What organization aside from the Montreal Canadiens in terms of pressure and heat is like Toronto? Honestly. What organization in the National Hockey League has the heat on them the way this team does? Maybe Edmonton. I'll give you that. But like, it's not comparable. Sonny Maeda has no idea what he'd be walking into. No idea.
So the one thing I'll say to you is I think depends how the team's doing. Like, it's the one constant in Toronto is no matter if the team's really good or really bad, there's the same number of reporters always in there, and it usually dwarfs what other cities are facing. Like, other times when they go on the roller coaster, more people start following, more pressure come on them. In Toronto, it's the one constant.
Giancarlo in the chat asks me directly a question, Azo. No disrespect to you.
No, go for it.
But Giancarlo in the chat asks
Your
the
name's
following.
on the show.
Sid, you've been in scrums with Matt Sundin. I have. What was he like? Seems like a no-brainer to hire the beloved former captain who already knows the market. Here's the one thing I'll always say about Matt Sundin. Always. I've never seen him rattled.
Yeah.
Now, there are moments where you kind of want your captain a bit emotional. If your captain is now a high-level executive, which has rarely happened in this city, where a former Leaf takes over a high-level executive position, I like that in that position. I've never in my life seen Matt Sundin angry in a scrum. I don't care what the situation was. I don't care what playoff series he won. I don't care if he just beat Ottawa in a best of 7 or lost to Philly in a best of 7. He's been the same his entire career, and he played that way. One of the most consistent Leafs in history.
Sure.
If you're telling me in a boardroom with an AI nerd across the table with Keith Pele, if you think Matt Sundin's getting phased, you don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
If you think Mike Gillis is getting phased, Mike Gillis has that you-know-what gene in him.
Yeah.
He's not the nicest guy on the block. And as a GM, I kind of want that. As a president of hockey ops, I kind of want that. I don't want the coddling Shanahan thing anymore. I don't want that. The Matt Sundin, a lot of us in this town have dealt with. I've only dealt with him in terms of media. But in terms of people who know him, it is the type of temperament that in this city you do kind of need. You're not going to twist with the wind. He's never been that kind of player. He dealt with media his whole life here. He's never been that kind of player. And by the way, drafted as a Quebec Nordique. Yeah. He knows Canadian markets a little bit. Knows Canadian markets. So
here's
I'm talking myself into it is what I'm trying to say out loud here. I'm talking myself into the idea that at its base, there's enough experience here in terms of the NHL as a whole and Canadian markets as a whole where I can see this as a good foundation for some difficult days ahead. Because Treliving and Shanahan did a lot of damage here. A lot. You got to unwind the clock, and then you got to try and add pieces. I don't hate it.
No.
I don't hate it.
Like I said, when people said how much Gillis was hated in Vancouver, you didn't shy away from it. You didn't care, which I kind of liked. And yeah, and Gillis was on top of analytics and data, so he'll listen to it.
Yeah.
Dennis from Milton said this. I never had the impression Sundin would want this. He loves his private life, which I think is what a lot of people feel and think about Matt, because he went back to Sweden and just likes to, he comes back for all the big things, but who knows? Like, this might be a role. And like I said, if Mike Johnson says he's been thinking about it, maybe he wants to get involved, and he is a smart dude. Why not?
The fact that Sundin's been back with the organization a couple of times, though, was noteworthy.
Right.
And not just for him writing the book when he was back in town. I think it was last year-ish, something like that.
For Austin.
Came back for Austin. Like things, I thought Matt, I got to be honest, guys. I thought Matt's was done. I thought he had wiped his hands.
Well,
thank you very much.
Yeah.
I got a young family in Sweden. I'm going to stay here.
Exactly.
The fact that he even came here to speak to Pele means there's a fire burning that we did not expect in Matt Sundin. And he cares about this team more than maybe we thought.
Like I said, if he's having serious conversations with the guys who are analysts over it, like he is doing analyst work in Sweden, right? Or he did for the Olympics?
He's doing TV, Olympics, and he's doing.
No, but the fact that he has thoughts and his wheels are turning that way, maybe he does want to get back into it. Why not? AJW said in the chat after you read all the no trades, you forgot the thanks, Brendan.
Thanks, Brendan. Yeah,
Mike says Mats will have a no fire me clause in his deal. Paul B says 31 teams have a don't trade to me clause when it comes to Carlos, so don't worry about that. Some good ones. But yeah, no, it's an interesting dynamic. And again, a beloved Leaf, I agree, no guff. And like I said, that what you're talking about, that staying cool, tell you like it is, especially if guys are throwing AI stuff at you. I don't hate it that Sundin could be the guy. Again, like a lot of people, what they loved in Pronger was that he would say, I don't think that would work from a hockey standpoint. That's not what they need or whatever. I think Mats would do the exact same thing.
I think there is an element. Here's what I like the most about it. I think there's an element to Mike Gillis specifically. If Sundin wants the gig, he'll get it, regardless of what he says. I think Mike Gillis will have to say a few things to Pelly to obviously get his foot in the door, and that has happened. But I can see a guy like Gillis, once he's in the door, to get comfortable.
Yeah.
And to tell things to Keith that he doesn't necessarily want to hear.
Agree.
And Matt Sundin 100% will tell things to Keith he doesn't want to hear. I like that.
And again, we don't know what the title of each of these guys would be.
I don't want a Brandon Pridham.
No.
I don't want that.
Well,
no,
he can be in the room too.
No, because you hire a guy like that because he's there.
No.
Because he's there.
I mean,
and it's convenient. So make him the GM. No. I don't want that.
I'm saying he can be in the room, but let him run it by Mats, and Mats tell him why that will or won't work in hockey. But again, and we don't know what the title for these guys are. No titles have been handed out yet.
They haven't been hired.
Yeah, well, I mean,
even
the speculation on what the titles would be for these guys. We heard Gillis wouldn't accept anything less than president, but we don't know.
Let's hold off on the rest of the clips here, Azo, because we're running a little late. I do want to bring up the 3 Canadian teams that have started their playoff journey here.
Me too.
There were 2 hockey results over the weekend that made me go, whoa. The Flyers was one.
Yeah.
And the Habs was the other. Now, the Montreal Canadiens, like the Leafs, numerous times this season, had like 5 shots halfway through the game. But it didn't feel like they were out of the game. They were in the game physically. They were in the game emotionally. They were doing their best. And it was a different, like they had 5 shots for a large stretch, but it didn't feel like they were getting overrun.
Nope.
Because that's not how they were playing the game. That's not how Josh Anderson was allowing them to play the game.
I love teams who said Montreal's not tough enough. I think you forgot about Josh Anderson, dude.
Josh Anderson's a beast. Dude, how kick-ass was that celebration on Josh Anderson?
Totally.
The slow, like,
yeah,
woo!
I love that.
Are you kidding me with that? Slavkovsky is an animal.
I was going to say the Slavkovsky on the one knee. I love that image on that thing. Yeah. Yeah.
And do you have the still of Dobish?
Yep, of course.
And his save on Eric Chernak. So for the listening audience, this stuck out to me as well. Because I know the Jacob Fowler fans have been out there for the Montreal Canadiens. But Jakub Dobish was always going to get the start in game 1.
As he should.
And early on, Eric Chernak, the Slovakian blue liner for Tampa, he had a clean shot in the slot. And Jakub Dobish came out nearly to the hash marks to make this save. When I saw this, I said to myself, he's ready for the smoke.
Yeah.
He's ready for the smoke. Like he's oh no, Eric Chernak, I'm coming at you. If it's Kucherov, I might wait because I know he might dish. Chernak, I'm coming out. Like that this play early from Dobish. I know Dobish didn't it wasn't the best game I've ever seen by a goalie in the playoffs. But he's not scared right now, Dobish.
He's not.
He's not. And for a Montreal Canadiens goalie, who's technically still a rookie, you better not be scared. And Dobish wasn't scared. And I thought this was a big moment. But Slavkovsky is wild.
Might have sprinkled some on him for Conn Smythe. Let's go. Let's go on a run.
Are you going to...
Azo Intelligence
Uri
says...
Slavkovsky.
And Paige Thompson. Everybody had a great game. Let's go. Jump on.
I'm going to give you the Shane Wright draft night side eye at Uri Slavkovsky.
Oh, my God.
But let me tell you something right now. The last night, the Habs now have 3 games where they're allowed to screw up.
Yeah, of course. And they
did go on the road.
They had some defensive
game,
meltdowns in that block. There were a couple defensive times where it melted down. Even though John Cooper wants to blame the refs and say those offensive zone penalties is what
some of them were really stupid.
Yeah.
Jake Gensel had a dumb penalty.
That was
at the hockey
stupid penalty.
And honestly, listen, I didn't love the Lane Hudson giveaway behind the net. I think it was the 2-1 goal.
But you just add on to Dobish. Did you see how he skated to the wrong end at the beginning of overtime?
Oh, I know I missed that.
You didn't? Oh, I think we all kind of missed it, but Kyle kind of asked him about it post-game. Did you hear him? And he kind of apologized to Vasilevsky for going to the wrong end.
Hey, Jakub, don't apologize.
No, I know, but it does show that he has some nerves. Like he was facing nerves, but in the game, you didn't see it at all, man. He played his game. He's awesome.
That is a hell of a win. Huge. To give yourself breathing room against a very tough hockey team.
Well, like you
And-
said, I think Tampa got used to just pushing guys around, and you
but
can't
they
do that
tried
with
with
this team.
Slavkovsky.
They did. That's
in the
what I'm
corner.
saying.
Who was it? It was McDonough.
Yeah.
Slavkovsky wanted to kill
No.
him, and he showed restraint. Slavkovsky's one of the biggest guys on the ice.
Agreed.
And he showed restraint. He was fantastic. And after the game, he was talking about how the Olympics are basically like a best of 7.
Yeah.
He feels very comfortable in this environment.
I love it.
Let's go.
That's why.
That's
Told
a
you, he looked
huge,
comfy.
huge performance.
They're going on a run. They're winning. He's going to take consummate.
By the way, the Pittsburgh Penguins, very quiet this morning. Very quiet this morning, Pittsburgh Penguins.
All right.
Where's the video this morning, Pittsburgh? Where's the video this morning?
Steeler 10-9-2. John Cooper complaining?
No.
Yeah, you can never give credit to anybody.
The Oilers open up tonight against Anaheim. Joel
Weird,
Quenneville.
so late.
Joel Quenneville scares me a little bit. He does.
Oh, of course.
He's been there, done that. And can we talk about the Senators and the start of that hockey game for Brady Tkachuk?
Yeah.
So Sens tonight, 7:30. They're down 1-0. Not a horrific result for the Sens. It is what it is. What I didn't understand was Brady Tkachuk winding up a home crowd like that. Like, you don't get it. If you're at home down 2-0 and you want to fight Jordan Stahl, fight Jordan Stahl.
And do it
If
that
you're
way.
on the road, game 1, you know who doesn't need to hyped up? Your team. And if your team needs to be hyped up, you got a problem.
Mhm.
Brady Tkachuk, for no reason, gave that crowd more to cheer for because he got beat up by an old guy in Jordan Stahl. Sometimes not the smartest guy, Brady Tkachuk.
I was going to say.
I'm just going to be honest with you.
I just don't
Not
think
the
he
smartest
gets
guy.
it. Yeah.
Not the smartest guy. And I
That was a
listen,
problem.
the Sens were still kind of in it, and it's fine. They can, if they get him tonight, changes the series. I do not understand whipping up a home team's crowd
Yeah.
that isn't your own for a fight when it's game 1 and I don't care who you are in the building. If you're working concessions, you're ready. Everyone's ready for game 1.
And
You don't need to so what would have happened if you won the fight?
no, that's it though. You know
Nothing.
you're one of the most important guys on that team. Why are you even putting yourself in that situation?
It's a
It
ridiculous
just shows it's
decision.
more for performative
It's
than it is for
ridiculous.
actual leadership.
It's ridiculous. And by the way,
Performative.
Linus Ullmark needs a wake up.
Yeah. Wow.
I thought he was awful, one glove save aside.
Oh, yeah.
I thought he was awful. Awful.
He's
We're
gonna-
allowed to talk about his on-ice performances. Wake up.
He's going to be
That
the
was
key.
awful.
Oh, dude, when they get good goaltending, they win.
Jesus.
When they get good goaltending, they win. If he can do anything and keep them in it, they'll have a chance.
Joshua in the chat. Good for Stahl to put him in his place. It was a no. It was a zero.
He couldn't win there.
He could not win. Brady
Even if he
Tkachuk.
won the
There
fight,
was
it does
no
nothing. It
reason
fires
for
up the
it.
crowd. You're right.
There was no reason for it. If
Again.
they're down 2-0 at home and you want that crowd going, I completely understand
Yeah.
that.
No,
that
you're
mean,
right.
That's just a guy wanting to go viral and cares about nothing else.
Performative. It's all performative
Nothing.
more than being an actual leader.
Which is what the Tkachuks are actually about. People will wake up to that one day.
Billion%.
Like they'll wake up to it one day. Okay, so tonight we got the Oilers.
Do you undo McDavid quickly?
Yeah, let's do McDavid. So
I think we got to get to the Rutherford today, no? The
no,
Rutherford's pretty big.
We
clip.
can hold off.
Yeah?
We can hold off because I'm going to get to WrestleMania.
No, I know, but WrestleMania can wait. I think the Rutherford, because the Rutherford is from Friday. Anyway, okay, you decide. Okay, first.
Let's do because if we do the Rutherford, we got to do Hellebuck.
Yeah, true.
That's my
okay.
only thing.
Okay, you're right. You're right.
So let's do McDavid. So McDavid yesterday spoke. It feels like Draisaitl's in there tonight. Radko Gudas is very
It
excited.
really sounds like it, but we
feels like
don't know.
Feels like Jason Dickinson
And
is
how
back
much
in
is he
there
pushing
tonight
it, even if
for the
he's in?
Oilers. So we'll see how it goes. I would hold. I would hold Draisaitl tonight. I would not play him, tonight.
Especially with Gudas on the ice.
But that's just me.
Don't forget Gudas is out there.
They will not forget. They will not forget Gudas is out there. Unlike the Leafs. The Leafs just missed it. But Connor McDavid in the room yesterday was asked about, how ready are you? The regular season, a bit of a slog. Now, how ready are you for the postseason? And this is one of the better Connor McDavid pieces of sound of the year. He basically tells you, no one here cares about the regular season. The regular season's stupid. And it's time to get going. And I love this attitude. This is McDavid.
2 weeks ago, it was a little bit dire, obviously, with, some health questions and fighting for a playoff spot. And we've earned the opportunity to be in this position, division, Pacific Division or not, we're here. We're in the playoffs, and we have an opportunity to play a game 1 tomorrow, and that's exciting. And I know this group is excited for it. The regular season has become a little bit monotonous for this group, and I think you see that through the day-to-day. But this is what we get excited for.
Just wake them up in April.
Well, it's a good thing.
I love it.
It's a
Wake
good
'em
thing
up
they're
in
not
April.
extending the regular season, though, huh?
Well, extra 2 games. They would have killed each other, the Oilers, if they played another 2 games.
Wouldn't have been a pillow fight then. No.
But it is. All right, so Oilers and Ducks. By the way, for those on the East Coast, I saw a graphic. They're looking at like a 10-20 puck drop tonight.
What?
Yeah. It's
It's not like it's the best player in the game.
I feel like I'm watching the Ashes in Australia between England and Australia. It's like an overnight cricket match. Okay, so the Oilers get going tonight. Let us cap the show with something that just
We're gonna push some stuff to tomorrow. Soccer talk.
yeah,
a
we're
little more
going to push a few
NHL.
things. We're going to push a few things.
All right.
Winnipeg, Vancouver, we see you. We're going to talk to you tomorrow. Why was WrestleMania so bad? What am I missing on WrestleMania?
Because they've tried to extend it to 2 days. I don't know if you need to. You
But
don't need
I've seen WrestleManias over 2 days that were
yeah,
pretty
true.
good.
Yeah, but only one of the first ones, and I think after that, it's all fallen flat.
The Philadelphia one was really good,
yeah,
wasn't it?
that was one. Was that the first one? Second
I don't
one?
know.
I don't know.
No, I think the first 2-nighter
Just
was
the first
was in
night was
Jersey.
nothing. It was.
Well, what
nothing.
happened?
It was a
Like,
waste
because
of
this
time.
was the first ESPN joint venture,
Yeah.
and I was watching the Netflix feed, obviously up here in Canada, and it felt like Michael Cole didn't know what to do. Like he was making mistakes left and right. He never makes those mistakes.
It's true.
And I just felt the whole thing.
I heard they changed a lot. I don't know if this is true, but I haven't read into it more. But they said they changed a lot of the script on like last minute.
It felt like it.
Yeah, it did.
Because Michael Cole was like
Randy Orton
oddly
was actually
off.
supposed to win and like all this stuff. I don't know. They changed the script. They don't know what they're doing. It's so weird not to have like a selling point.
So what was your highlight and what was your low light?
I mean, the second night wasn't bad. There were a few highlights in that second night. I think more things could have been done. People brought in this and that.
I thought Brock Lesnar's retirement was probably the highlight.
That like I didn't expect
in
that.
terms of fan reaction, in terms of news reaction, like
For sure.
Obafemi gets over.
He gets over well too.
That's the whole.
Yeah.
To me, that's your headline from WrestleMania.
Agreed.
Like what's close?
It's weird
Is there
though
anything
because
close?
I don't know if it was on Spin Chicklets where he said it was kind of like he gets to come back and they pay him and he does well. So and to put a guy over that much, it seemed like it was kind of a retirement thing. Give me my money and I'm gone. So that might have left a bit of bad taste in my mouth. But the way he did it, yeah, to just walk away like that, to like don't bother me again. Going back to Saskatchewan and watch my kids play their sports and that's it. But yeah, I don't know. That second main event wasn't bad. I just thought there would be more star power and people coming out. Like I don't know.
Dr. 3 Wiser in the chat, I hope we pronounced that correctly, says they could have easily added 4 to 5 matches over the weekend. So much wasted time, no flow.
And talent.
Cody's match was a disaster. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
Okay.
The low light for me, I can tell you right now. Out comes Randy Orton. Was he actually hurt? Or was that it?
I thought it was a bit. I literally
work?
thought that's what I was about to bring up to you. How much they kept talking about his back.
It felt like it was a work.
I thought it was a bit. And McAfee made like absolutely no sense in all of this. How he came out, did it just to get RKO'd. Yeah. No, I thought it was a work, but the way he was moving in the match seemed like it was real. So I don't know.
No, but I mean, so Randy Orton comes out probably for one of the final times as a main eventer at WrestleMania. Safe to say?
Yes.
So Randy
definitely.
Orton comes out and they talk to me, they talk to me. Everyone's going nuts. This idiot McAfee is in the ring and he will not stop moving.
It's true.
And I'll let you come to your own devices as to why.
I agree.
And all I'm thinking is let Orton
Do his thing.
go on the ropes and do the thing with the hands. McAfee could not let it go. McAfee had to do it with him. That's one of the last times we're going to see Orton in that spot. A guy that the fans genuinely still love. And he's carried a lot of water in this organization, and he's been unbelievable. McAfee could not. He did it twice. McAfee jumped on the ropes with him twice
He inserts himself.
and wouldn't let him have his moment. It was the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
That whole match and the whole thing around it just seemed weird.
It was
awful.
it was
awful.
ridiculous.
It was awful.
I like
Awful.
Cody. I like Cody's entrance. I'll say
Yeah,
that.
okay.
The entrance was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But like the McAfee
But
angle
even the
to this.
entrances didn't have the typical WrestleMania. Like there was one or two good entrances.
No, you're right.
The entrances used to always be phenomenal for WrestleMania. Like it was the one thing they used to go full out for was the entrances, whether a band was playing that plays the song or whatever. Like the odd person here or there had it.
And Jack in the chat, Jelly Roll, was that even necessary?
Yeah, none of it was necessary.
Why wasn't necessary?
And
It's
it
a
had
great
no
point.
fitting to a storyline. Like usually everything builds up to WrestleMania. And there was just everything fell short. That's why I was expecting more to happen, or at least kick off a new year, more people to come in, get involved. And it wasn't. Like, everything was so scripted. Again, Seth Rollins versus Gunther, like, was just thrown together. And of course, Braun Breaker is going to come back and get Rollins.
I actually didn't hate that match. Seth Rollins and Gunther.
Yeah, it's a good wrestling match, but there's no real story
I have
there,
to be
so
honest
you're
with
not
you.
included.
I'm not a Gunther.
Yeah, no, he's a boring.
Here's an old school Austrian guy.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thanks.
No, he's
I
like probably
appreciate
their
it.
top heel, but in terms of
Yes.
wrestling, like technically,
The hills
man.
are alive with the sound of
Man.
music. Yes.
What do you think of the ladder match? Like, Saturday had some good matches.
The ladder
Sunday.
match.
Sunday had some
What
great
did Penta
matches.
do to that guy on
Dude,
the ladder?
Crazy.
That was
He's
actually
insane.
that was the craziest move. I
Penta's
saw all
awesome.
weekend.
He's insane, and he's
Penta,
over.
He had some pented up frustration.
But then
in
again,
that
they
move.
just give in to the getting over too easy. Like Trick Williams, Oba, Penta, and they all just win. Like, it's the same thing because they're already over. It made it pretty mundane, I guess.
Dan
You
Ruiz,
just know everything that was happening.
Dan Ruiz in the chat says Stephanie Vakir and CM Punk's entrances were pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would
Vakir-
Vakir's good.
That was probably the
Vakir's
best
good.
match of Saturday. That was
Yeah.
Saturday, her and Liv, right?
think
Probably
so.
best match of Saturday. Yeah, that was it.
By the way,
Saturday was a waste of time.
two other things. I believed in my heart of hearts in the McAfee main event match. Stephen A was coming into the ring.
Somebody.
I thought Stephen A was 100% coming into the ring and it was going to be a thing. The other aspect to it was it is sad to watch Jey Uso. It is sad. Like, this guy had the company in the palm of his hand.
It's true. It's true.
But I just remember. I
told you, it can't work.
Hey, Houston. I remember when the
But again,
whole
ESPN
crowd used to
starts
do
with that.
this.
Yeah.
Half the crowd was doing this.
It's getting old. It's getting old quick, and they have to put him back with his brother. And yeah, I think
Like
ESPN.
my guy.
That's why they
he
led
doesn't
with
have to
that.
run anything back.
Yeah.
It's fine. The crowd was fine with it, and I got sad watching that.
It is bad.
I got sad.
No, Saturday was just
And
atrocious.
the entrances were not as good.
Like,
The
nothing.
matches weren't
it
as
didn't feel
good.
like WrestleMania. It just felt like another card.
There-
And you didn't need it for 2 days. Again, Sunday would have been fine.
Dennis
You
Milton.
do too many champions. You have too much talent. And there was a lot of talent that was kept off this roster. It was crazy.
Dennis from Milton brings this up, and I want to ask you this because I didn't get the story. Who is Paige?
So didn't you ever see that movie? What is it? Wrestling with My Family or whatever? It's based
No.
on her. And she was a good story that came up. Then she ran into some trouble with WWE. They cut her. She went to AEW for a while, but she was like a young phenom. I think when she won her first belt, she was like 19. She was really young and a phenom with WWE when she first came up. Kind of was part of that women's evolution part. And then, it just kind of she ran into some stuff with WWE.
Okay.
Let's just say that.
Well, she's loved.
Yeah, they are. Well-
she got some of the biggest pop of the weekend.
Yeah.
Did she not?
Again, like, I think she was 19. She came into her first title match. She won a belt. It was crazy. Like, she was considered a phenom in Europe, and then they brought her in. She went to NXT or whatever, and then she just came in here, or whatever the Florida training ground thing was. Anyways, no, it was seemed like you expect more surprises like that at WrestleMania, right?
True.
Like again, I expected The Rock show or whatever. Like you wanted more celebrity appearances, run-ins, stories told. Just more wrestling matches, which you get every week wherever you watch. Like, that's what Raw and that is for.
I guess at the end of the day, like, I didn't see anything that made me go, wow. Other
Wasn't
than
WrestleMania.
Lesnar's retirement.
Yeah.
That Obafemi match played out exactly how people thought it was
Exactly.
going to play.
Everything did. Everything
Exactly.
did.
Like,
Every storyline
didn't-
played out exactly like you would expect. There were no surprises. And again, because you always hear WrestleMania is the Super Bowl of wrestling, it had no luster to it.
More
at all.
commercials. People are in the chat saying more commercials.
true.
That's true.
Same
It had more,
commer-
way
yeah, true.
more commercials.
Yeah.
So
Anyway.
what has to happen in the next 12? I'll give the last word to you. What has to happen in the world of WWE in the next 12 months for the Saudi Arabia WrestleMania, which is coming? The Saudi Arabia
They
WrestleMania.
might pull the plug on that. I think
They
are.
promoted it over the weekend.
Yeah, we'll see.
What has to happen in the company? Who needs to get a
They have to
push?
stick to a script.
Who did?
They have to have better story
Okay,
writers.
but so who was in the script? Who needs to get the push?
That's a great thing. But you kind of tell that as you go and you get to tell that story. The thing is, Triple H has his people. He loves Rhea Ripley, so she'll always win at WrestleMania. He loves Cody Rhodes. He'll always win at WrestleMania. It's all the regular guys who are always winning and just keep getting the same pushes over. Again, I love Rhea. She's a superstar. But like, Cody had apparently the thing I read was that Randy was supposed to win that match and they changed it last minute. I don't know if it was because he was injured or why. I didn't read why, but they changed it. It's just he has his favorites. He pushes them into the main event when they don't need to be there, and they always win. Like, it's just the same story year after year. It's like same guys winning the Rumble every year. Same thing. It's like eventually you got to start pushing guys, and then the guys you expect to get over very easy.
So who's
Obafemi, Trick Williams, and
But those guys are already getting pushed. Do we
they
not
are,
agree?
But that's why you win their first belt
Give
here.
me a name who isn't right now getting pushed that you think. I'm not saying it's going to be Cody's story,
Yeah,
but I'm
yeah.
saying over the next 12 months, it's going to be a more intriguing main event. than anything we
Off the top
saw
of my head,
over
I
the
can't think of
weekend.
it. Like, I love Io Sky. She didn't have a match at this. She's a phenomenal performer. I don't know who the young people are, the young ones coming up yet are. I mean, I think like you slow play, like Trick Williams now will fight Carmelo Hayes and they'll have a great beef because they did it in NXT. Like, these guys are all there. I don't know.
All right.
I don't know. We'll have to give me some time. Maybe we'll follow up on that tomorrow.
Give you some time.
I don't know. Who's under like Penta? See, like these guys come in with pop and they kind of push them right away. They don't build. Like,
If you're gonna put a guy at the top or a girl at the top of the card, I need to see their face.
Yeah.
Sorry. Penta's a great story,
but he's over with
but
the crowd, and they seem to play to the crowd. Like Jey Uso, when he started getting the heat and everyone was on his back, then they gave him a heavy push. Like, sometimes they follow the crowd too much that way instead of building up the story.
Fair.
It's crazy.
It sucked.
Yeah.
WWE and ESPN did not do a good job with this.
No.
At all.
It's become way too mainstream and just, appealing to kids.
Mark in the chat. Love your show. Sorry, I lost it here. Love your show. And I love that it has no commercials. Is it difficult to go 2 straight hours? Yes.
Not for us.
Sorry.
Not for
if
us.
you know what you're doing, it's not that difficult.
And you love sports and you love talk about all of it, for sure. Look, we left stuff on the table. We're going to throw some stuff.
You know what?
Tomorrow.
I take it back. You're right. It's not hard when you do your job. Any last thoughts here, Azzo?
No, that's it.
All right. Our apologies.
They say Raw after WrestleMania is always the best. We'll see what they do tonight.
Watch Raw tonight will be better than anything we've seen in the last 2 nights.
Probably.
I'll look forward to an update. I do the
all these people.
I do the live events. I'm the snob that watches some of the live
of course.
events. I don't do Raw and SmackDown week in and week out.
But yeah, that's not good for somebody who's on the fence about being a wrestling fan. It's awful.
Okay, fair enough. Our apologies. We wanted to get to Anthony Santander, but we ran out of time. On behalf of Jeff Assaparty and everyone here at Sick Media, my name is Sid. You've been watching and listening to the Sid Seixeiro Show, powered by Sick Media. Enjoy the rest of your day. Let's see what tomorrow brings. Take care. We'll talk soon.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sid Seixeiro Show on YouTube, X, Instagram, Facebook, and wherever you get your podcasts.